Okay, good evening, everyone.
Good evening, sir.
Audible and visible enough to everyone?
Good evening, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, so guys, a few people has the privileges to unmute yourself, special privileges. We have not muted everyone. So make sure that you guys mute your mic, and whenever you have any question, you are, you have freedom to, to ask your question. Okay, so that's the reason we have given some extra privileges to some people to unmute your mic and ask the question. But make sure that you should keep your mic on mute, right? Whenever I take a pause during the session, then you have a option to ask the question. Okay. So let me introduce myself. So my name is Sulabh. I have around 13 years experience in cybersecurity. And it's been almost 8 years since then I'm delivering the training for SOC Analyst since 2016, when there were very less institution in the market for cybersecurity, especially for SOC. Since then, I'm delivering this training. And as of now, in my institution, I have trained more than 20,000 people in the institution. And if you talk about the globally, including corporate training, including free webinars, I have trained and mentored more than 50,000 people so far. I have, as I mentioned, please mute your mic. As I mentioned, I have around 13 years experience in cybersecurity. I worked, along with the training, along with my job, I used to deliver the training during the weekends. So I worked in the company till 2018. My last company was Ericsson, and I worked as a solution architect. Means I was involved in designing, solutioning the entire SOC. And along with these trainings, parallelly, I work as a consultant as well. And I do deliver the corporate trainings till 2019. I used to deliver the corporate training as well. But because of the so much of load of my own office, now I stopped delivering the corporate trainings. So we have other trainers to deliver the corporate trainings. So I mean to say, you are not learning from someone who is just a trainer, who just have the theoretical knowledge. Here, you are learning from someone who has the practical entire knowledge, who has started his career from analyst level, from basic level to the, who was involved in setting up the entire SOC solution. So I hope you guys have been, before starting the session, interactive session, I hope you guys have seen the agenda of today's 2 hours masterclass, right? So by considering that out of how many people have joined, almost 184, right? So these people, you guys are a mix of people coming from various different backgrounds. Some people I understand coming from network security and cyber security background. However, some people are coming from different background. They do not know what is SOC, what is cyber security, right? So you understand, in this 2 hours of training, we cannot cover the entire SOC, right? But if you have seen the agenda of this training of 2 hours, here what we are going to cover, right? So here your concept would be clear: how SOC works, what is the career opportunity in cybersecurity, what are the scope in SOC inside cybersecurity, what are the different tools we need, why do we need SIEM, why do we need EDR, why do we need SOAR in modern SOC, right? And what is the impact of artificial intelligence or machine learning in cybersecurity, right? Everybody has this kind of questions, that what will happen. So this is the agenda of whole this 2 hours of session. So if you talk about the career in cybersecurity, then you can realize yourself, you understand this digitalization is happening very fast, right? Everything is digital nowadays. Whether you have to order your food, you have to wash your clothes, right? You have to do any banking. You don't have to visit banks most of the times physically, right? You have your applications, and you can access through web. So these all companies which you access online, these different applications which you access online, these companies collect your PCI and PII information. That means payment card industry information and your personal identification information. These are very crucial, very critical information, isn't it? So you understand, most of the time, I mean, nowadays we don't have to go out. By sitting at home only, we can order in. So most of the businesses are coming online nowadays. So these businesses are collecting these kind of critical information. So they have to ensure that if they are collecting such critical information, crucial information of the customer, of the normal public, they have to ensure the security of that data, isn't it? As well as the government also develop the compliance policies, some kind of rules that we call as compliance, right? If certain industries, your company is falling under certain industries, for certain industries, there are certain compliance. Compliances are nothing but the set of rules prepared by the particular country's government. So government said that if you are dealing with certain kind of data, then you have to follow these kind of certain rules that we call as compliance. So various compliance is also saying that if you are collecting the customer information, credit card, debit card, and such critical information, you have to ensure that the data should be secure. This is written on the compliance document. So it is not something only that companies are actually caring about your data, but it is compulsion for them because they're collecting such information and government has created certain rules that you have to ensure the security of data. And even government, this compliance policies explains in details what are the different security tools you have to deploy and what kind of configuration you have to do inside the tools. Detail is written in the compliance policies. The government also ensure that if these companies are collecting the critical information of user, of a public, the data should be secure, right? Because if data is compromised, data is leaked and goes on the wrong hand, then it's not only the loss of the company, right? It's the loss of public. It's the loss of the country, right? It's the loss of the government. Hence, this is the reason why government create the compliance policies and mention what kind of security tools you have to deploy. And government send their people, we call as auditors. Every year, you must have heard about this word, auditing is going on in our company. So we are busy in auditing work. Auditing means those are government people who are being sent every year to verify whether certain particular company is following the compliance policies or not. Right? So, so you understand if if digitalization will happen very fast, all this data will come online, all these businesses are coming online, and to secure the data, all businesses, all companies has to deploy certain security tools to secure the information, right? To secure the data. If these company will deploy the security tools, then they need to hire people like us who can manage the security tools, isn't it? Then if the digitalization is happening very fast, then of course the number of job openings and number of resource requirement also will be happening on the same ratio. That's the reason the demand of the cyber security is increasing exponentially. But certain people might be having question, what about in future? What about the growth in future? Then do you think that you will stop right now? Let's say in your mobile application, you have, let's say 40 application. You can realize yourself how many applications you had 2 years back, how many applications you had 4 years back. You understand, right? Right now we need 8 GB RAM. Some people are going for 16 GB RAM. Why? Because more and more applications are running at the same time. More and more RAM is required to load those applications, to run those applications. That means the requirement of the application has been drastically increased. People are installing more and more applications. That means those applications means those businesses are, right? Those businesses have came online. That's the reason you are installing more and more applications. Previously, you had less applications. So what do you think that next couple of years, the number of applications are going to increase or going to reduce? Of course, it is going to increase. right? It is not at all going to reduce. You see yourself, can you stay without mobile for few hours? The answer is no. We have habit now to do everything online, right? So how digitalization is happening very fast. In a similar way, cyber attacks are also happening on the same ratio. And that's the reason you can realize yourself how will be the growth, how is the growth right now, and how will be the growth in future as well, right? So this is the career scope in cybersecurity. In cybersecurity, there are many domains, 7 domains in cybersecurity. Out of 7 domains, such as security operations center, you have network security, you have GRC, identity and access management, right? So these are some of the domain inside cybersecurity, right? So here in this class, we are going to talk about specifically SOC. And SOC is the field in cybersecurity which you see it is most demanding field. SOC stands for Security Operations Center. Security Operations Center, SOC stands for Security Operations Center, right? You understand, if you break down the meaning of SOC, Security Operations Center means it's a center of security operations. That means if you have a company which have even multiple branches, even branches in different geographical location, so there will be a center from where you are going to run your security operations. One central place where you are going to manage the whole security of your company. That department we call as Security Operations Center. And people who works in SOC, we call them SOC Analyst. What we call them? SOC Analyst. So what is SOC and what does SOC Analyst are actually doing in the company? So what happens if you see that, if you have ever Googled, you have seen, right? If you have ever Googled SOC Analyst, you must have seen one person is sitting and he is watching, he is looking at multiple computers before him. There are multiple computers, right? That means he is monitoring something, right? Of course, he cannot actively work on 5-6 different desktop, right? Different monitors. That means he's just keeping an eye for certain monitors. Yes or no? Certain desktop, he's just keeping an eye. That means he's monitoring something. And that is the actually role of Security Operations Center Analyst, SOC Analyst. SOC Analyst, people who work on SOC, we call them SOC Analysts. And SOC Analyst people, what they does, they are actually monitoring the whole security architecture in your IT network, IT infrastructure, what is going on, what is coming in, what is going out, who is sending what email, right? What data is being sent outside, what access you are doing, failed logging, successful login, right? So whole activities on the IT infrastructures are being monitored by SOC team. They keep an eye. If you know the CCTV surveillance team, right? You know that previously we had only security guards, right? Security guards used to handle the basic security. Now, by understanding the modern threats, right? The different way of doing the threat activities in terms of physical threats. Now we have the CCTV surveillance also. CCTV surveillance will be a centralized team. So you have camera installed everywhere, right? And they keep monitoring what is going on. And if they catch something, some fishy activity, they will see, they will call service, they will call security guard. But yeah, this activity is going on suspicious, catch him, go and catch him, right? Similarly, we have various security tools like firewall, you have IDS, you have IPS and all already deployed on the IT infrastructure. That means you already have security guards, but still you need CCTV surveillance team to check what is going on. Yes or no? Because something might be missed by the security guard, because security guard are there in certain places only, right? Similarly, there are certain chances where your typical standard security devices may fail to detect it. Hence, we have one center called as Security Operations Center. In Security Operations Center, people will be sitting and monitoring the whole IT infrastructure, right? You understand, in the digital communication, communication does not happen like how physical communication is happening, right? In a physical communication, you can see who is coming and who is going outside. But in the internet communication, you cannot see what access, who is accessing what physically, right? Yes or no? You cannot see that. So what happens is security operations center people monitor the whole network and check if is there any suspicious activity, is there any unusual abnormal activity, right? It is suspicious, it's not always malicious, but they can also see anything abnormal. Yes or no? If you have certain people coming at home, let's say 5 people, but today 25 people came, right? Your neighbors also will think what is going on in their home. Daily they used to come all 3-4 people. Now today 25 people came. Certain event is happening or something happened. Some incident happened at home, right? How come 25 people came? So that is how this in security operations center also. A security operations center works 24/7 and monitor the whole IT infrastructure, what is going on for any malicious activities, suspicious activities, or any abnormal activities. You understand, people access the website on port number 443. Let's say in 24 hours, if you have 20 lakhs connection, but certain times, if you see there are 2 crore connection even on port number 443, it can be a malicious, right? It is because it is abnormal. It does not mean that port number 443 attack may not happen, right? So security operations center team will monitor the whole IT infrastructure 24/7 for any malicious, suspicious, or any abnormal activities, right? So before any actually incident happen, cyber threat happen, attack happen, they will ensure that they will monitor and they will take the action so that this compromise attack will not happen. That is the one objective of SOC team, right? What is the objective? Security Operations Center team will monitor the whole IT infrastructure 24/7 to check if any malicious, abnormal, or unusual activities are happening. They will analyze, because in order to cross check, they have to analyze, right, whether it's actually abnormal or not, is legitimate. They will analyze and check and confirm if it is abnormal, then they will take the necessary action, or maybe the action is not there on their hand, then they will forward the case, they will assign this incident to the respective different team, like network team, firewall team, antivirus team, different team. For example, some connections are coming, suspicious connection from the particular IP address, right? Security Operations Center team will analyze and check it is suspicious. After analysis, they will find it is suspicious, then that IP has to be blocked, right? So they will assign the case to the firewall team to block the IP address on the firewall, right? So that is one objective of SOC team. Another objective is, if somehow even after monitoring, somehow some system or any particular system has been compromised, since Security Operations Center team is monitoring actively, doing the active investigation analysis, they will ensure that the impact of the compromise should be minimal. For example, in your company, some ransomware attack happened, right? It's kind of 0-day attack because these all your network security devices fail to detect it. Since it is a 2 hours of class, hence I'm not explaining you all these terms because it is not possible in 2 hours of training. But in our regular training, we understand each and every terms. right? Before talking about firewall, we already have what we are understand what is firewall and all those stuffs. So what happens is, one moment, was it falling? So so let's say, for example, in your company, some ransomware attack happen, right? Now firewall and other device email gateway failed to detect it, hence compromise happen. One system has been infected with ransomware malware and his files got encrypted, right? SOC team came to know the system has been compromised. Now SOC team will do the further investigation, how this malware has came through email or through somebody has accessed the website. Then how many people have received the email? They will check this out, because the malware which infect when you open that file, maybe possible that many users have received the email. Some people might have opened and some people might not have opened yet. So they will reach out to those people and will ask them not to open that particular email, right? If certain people, they will find that same email has been delivered to certain more number of people, and if they will reach out to them and they will tell them not to open that email, that means they have safeguard those systems, right? Hence the SOC team responsibility is to minimize to minimize the impact of the compromise, as well as to minimize the cost of the remediation. You understand? By following this process, many of the system they will save so that they will not get compromised. If less system will get compromised, the cost of remediation, that means fixing those issues, the cost of fixing those issues will be also less. Understand? So that is the objective of the SOC team. That's the reason SOC team works 24/7, so that they can take the action actively. It should not happen, right? Some incident happen, some compromise happen in the morning, and you are doing it in evening, right? Or it happened in the night and you are doing next day in the office hours in the morning, right? Those incident has to be responded, and action should be taken actively at the same time, real time, right? The SOC team works on the real time incidents, right? Such security incidents, SOC team works real time 24/7. Since SOC team works 24/7, right, in the real time, that means SOC team has the requirement for full year. It is not some kind of activity, okay, you do once in a week or once in a month or once in a 6 months, once or couple of times in a year, right? This is continuous opportunity, continuous requirement. It is not a software development project that you work for 3 months for this project, work for 6 months for this project, work for 1 year for this project, right? If you get a project from a company, right, it's a continuous project, because this is not a development project, this is an operations project, right? And operations work 24/7. It is not going to stop. Maybe if any company has outsourced their monitoring, their software to our company, which is service provider. So if we are delivering the quality, if we are effectively monitoring and remediating the security threat, maybe they will continue the project for a long time, right? So it is not a software development project. Okay, in a year you work for 2-3 project, or 2 years you work on 3 projects for the same company. You might be working on the same project for multiple years in the same company. Got it? Clear? So how the SOC teams are going to monitor the whole network? Because like CCTV, surveillance team having CCTV camera installed, right? They can see the threats, physical threats on the camera, and they have monitors. Similarly, SOC team, because the digital threats, we cannot see them physically, isn't it? The digital threats, we cannot see them physically. Then how we can see that what kind of network is happening, right? What kind of activity is happening, how we can see that? So SOC team, you understand, in the digital communication happens in the form of packets, right? Those packets, we cannot see them physically, right? So what happens is, in the digital communication, every packet that is being transmitted, you know, The size of the packet depends on your internet speed end to end from source to destination. So what happens is, whatever activities you do, right? In the digital device, for example, you have Windows device, right? Windows device, right? So you log in on the Windows device, you log out, login fail, login success, account created, account disable, account deleted, right? Whatever activities you do, those activities will be recording in the form of logs, right? Similarly, whatever different devices you are having, for example, network devices, router switches, you have security device like firewall, IPS, IDS, antivirus, DLP, you have email gateway, proxy, IPS, IDS, different security devices, servers like Linux servers, Windows server, applications, you might have enterprise applications, some internal applications, databases such as SQL database, you will have, SQL and Oracle database and so network device, security device, servers, application, databases, and any other digital devices if you are having in the enterprise network. So it's a compliance requirement that, so what happens is these all devices that you are having, right? So these all devices, whatever activities are happening on these devices are being recorded in the form of logs. Any activities we call as event, right? For example, you in your in your life, your marriage we call as event, your birthday we call as event, right? You got engaged we call as event. So those dates generally we record, right? Daily activity we do not record, but for these devices, whatever activities are happening on these devices, all the activities we call as event, right? And all these events are being recorded in the form of logs. Logs means you, whenever, for example, you log in on a particular device, it will record what is the source IP address, which username you have used to log in, what time you have login successful or login failed, right? That will be recorded. For example, you go to shop, right? Shopkeepers will keep the record of purchase and sales, right? So that at the end of the month, he can see how much is the loss and how much is the benefit, gain. If he is not going to keep the record, he will not understand. Similarly, these all devices that you have are going to record all the activities in the form of logs, right? So what happens is in security operations center, SOC team uses certain tools such as your SIEM tools, EDR, SOAR, right? Certain tools they use to monitor. So those logs will come on all this your centralized tool, and based on that you will monitor what kind of activities are happening, right? I'm going to go little deep dive on understanding this architecture. Am I fast? Am I speaking fast?
No, sir.
No.
Okay. See, let's understand how is the typical IT infrastructure. Just in 5 to 10 minutes, I'll be explaining you. Because 2 hours is very minimum time, right? To give the whole deep dive, the architecture and security of the center. So, mute your mic, please. You know what happens in the company ideally, what you do, you take the internet connection from ISP, right? Internet service provider, ISP, and it will get terminated on the router, right? Routers and switches are 2 network devices. Their work is to enable the communication between 2 or more devices, right? If 2 devices are the part of same network, for example, one device has IP address 192.168.0.2, right? And one device has 192.168.0.3. You can see part of same range, right? Same network, right? So if 2 devices wants to communicate with each other, then we can deploy the switch, right? So switch is the network device which enable the communication between two or more devices if those devices are part of same network or same subnet. If two or more devices which are the part of different network, means one network having this range of IP address, another network having different range of IP address, right? So if two network wants to connect with each other, right? Then what device we have to deploy? Router, right? So router routes between the network. For example, this is your ISP network, internet service provider. This is your home network. Both are connected by deploying the router. That's the reason we deploy the router, right? So there are two devices in the IT infrastructure, networking devices. One is router and another is switch, right? So what happens now? You understand about this? These people can go to internet and outside people can come inside, right? To secure the network, we have certain devices to secure the network, because security is also important, right? Not only enabling the communication, because by this way of stabilizing the network, internal people can access the internet as well as outside people also can come inside to the network. It's a kind of, because it's a public network, right? Public network, you have good people also and bad people also, right? You never know that when anybody will come inside and will destroy your servers, and means inside data, right? Data inside the server, maybe he will delete some information or can misuse your system to launch the further attacks. So you understand, apart from setting up the network, we also have to ensure the security of our network, right? Yes or no? So now, to secure the network, we have various networking security devices. This security devices, what do you mean? What devices it will be?
Firewall.
This device we call as firewall. Firewall, right? So firewall is a network security device. Usually behind on the router, you must have the firewall device, right? Like in the gate, you have security guard. Similarly, it works firewall. Apart from that, you have various security devices. Further, because you know that, right? We have gate at our home, we have gate, right? Living room also, after the gate also, in living room also we have door, isn't it? And we have door on kitchen or bedroom also. Further, we have wardrobe, different door. Then we have locker also inside, also we have locker, right? Lock. So this is called as multi-layer of security, right? So based on the type of firewall necessary, whatever communication happening from outside to inside, inside to outside, definitely almost it will go through the firewall, unless you are not bypassing the firewall certain communication. It will go through the firewall. But apart from the firewall, because you know that you have the gate, certain time you lock the gate, somebody can jump the gate, right? That's the reason you have door on the living room also. Somebody can break the lock. When you go outside, you have to lock all, right? Somebody can unlock or break the lock on the living room. You have further locks also. If you go outside, definitely you will lock your locker also, wardrobe also. Yes or no? So this is called a multi-layer security. So based on the type of communication, if firewall is necessary, apart from that, you have email communication also, right? To secure the email communication, so that malicious email will not come inside, right? Like phishing email, malware emails, right? As well as our internal people also should not be able to send some important, some critical information outside through email. So we'll have email gateway, right? Apart from that, for web internet access, what kind of site your internal people should be allowed to access, you will have proxy solution, right? So that you can block malicious website, as well as you can regulate their internet access, that okay, these set of users should not be able to access social media, this sort of users should not be access to have Gmail, otherwise they will upload some critical document. So there are many such devices, such as you have proxy, you have antivirus, you have IPS IDS, you have web application firewall. So there are many such devices inside apart from firewall, there are many such security devices you will have in your IT infrastructure that we call as network security devices, right? You know what? These security devices, works based on the predefined information. Let me give an example quickly. For example, this Cisco firewall, this firewall you bought from Cisco, right? Cisco. So once you deploy this firewall, it will connect to Cisco cloud. Means Cisco company it will connect. And in Cisco company, Cisco cloud, they have threat intelligence team. That means they will check it out. What are the IP address? What are the port numbers are involved or might be involved in any kind of malicious or suspicious activities, right? So whenever they will find any data, they will update in the firewall. Some critical IP address, they will update on the real time, and some non-critical, they will have regular update like once in a week or twice in a week like that. So they have an ACL, these all devices, they will have ACL inside that access control list. So those IP address port number will be added on those ACLs. That means list of the blacklisted or malicious IP address. So whenever any connection comes in or going out, firewall will check whether that IP address is part of malicious IP address or not. If it is the part of malicious IP address, then firewall will block the connections, right? Understand? If it is not the part of that, firewall will allow the connection. However, you can also make certain static policies, what has to be allowed or what has to be disallowed over and above this policy which have been uploaded by the cloud vendor. So what happens? You understand your whole security, network security is relying on this firewall vendor. If IP is there as a malicious IP address, it will block. If certain new attacker has launched a new attack, right? Attacker has launched a new attacker has a new IP address, right? New IP address, and he might have launched the attack on known port, and this IP address is not blacklisted. What will happen? Firewall will allow the connection because that IP address is not a part of firewall ACL. And there might be chances other devices may also allow it, because all the devices, this typical IT infrastructure, network and security devices that we have, most of the devices works on predefined signature. Predefined information that we call a signature, right? So predefined information means if this IP address is already blacklisted, they will block it. If none of the devices knows about this latest attacker information, then what will happen? The network will get compromised, right? Because these security devices are not human, right? These are devices. These are programmed, right? What information you are feeding to those devices in terms of signature, in terms of ACL access control list, based on those information only, they will allow or disallow. If you are not giving them prior information, they will not understand because they don't have their own brain. We are human, security guards are human. If we told in the company to security guard that, okay, if somebody is coming with the pass, allow them, or having visitor pass or having this ID card, then allow them. If somebody is not having ID card or pass, do not allow. Now you understand, if somebody is coming with the pass or ID card but having gun in hand, but you did not tell to security guard this information that somebody is coming with pass but having any weapons, then do not allow. You did not tell to the security guard, but security guard is human, right? Security guard is human. He is having his own brain. He will definitely call to the management, definitely call to the police and inform that this is what happening. So we can rely, if we have security guard, we can understand he is having his own brain, but these security devices does not have their own brain. They works based on the information that we have given to them, we have defined to them in the form of signature. Then you can understand yourself There will be certain situation when some attack will happen and none of these security devices are having signature, predefined signature to detect it, right? And resulting successfully compromise will happen. This kind of attack we call a zero-day attack, right? So zero-day attack is an attack when none of the security devices in your IT infrastructure are having signature to detect it. This kind of attack we call a zero-day attack. Now you understand, right? Zero-day attack may happen anytime with any organization. That's the reason you see many of the organizations, even they are providing cyber security services, right? Their own networks are giving compromise. Recent news, 2-3 days back, if you have heard this news, the Deloitte have been big ransomware attack happened on Deloitte. So what do you think that Deloitte is service provider? Right? Providing cyber security services. Many hiring happens always in Deloitte. They provide cyber security services, SOC services to many companies, different clients, but their own infrastructure have been compromised. What do you think that they may not have deployed all these tools? They must have deployed, right? When they are providing cyber security services, SOC services to other company, they must have deployed and taken all the security measures to secure their own network. But you understand, right? Zero-day attack may happen anytime with any company. So that's the reason 100% security is not achievable. Even though you deploy all the security which are available in the market, still you cannot say that our network is secure. That's the reason we are here. That's the reason you guys are here. Wholly the part of SOC team, wholly monitoring the infrastructure 24/7, but not relying 100% on this typical standard network and security devices. Still monitor what is going on, what is coming, what is going, right? We have to monitor. We are not going to rely 100% on the network security devices. Of course, network security, these devices are needed so that we'll get the filter traffic, will not have to put all effort. You understand, whenever any company recruit for freshers, they take a written test. Then they will take for interview. Then they will take technical, then will take management. What if they will do the opposite work? Management first, or they will not take the written, then they will have to put a lot of effort to filter out all the candidates, right? So that is the filtering process. First they will take the written, then it's an elimination process, right? Many people will get eliminated, then technical round, then management round. The manager who is having the higher position, he'll not have to waste his time for taking multiple interviews, right? So that is the reason these devices are necessary, because many of the attacks happens many times, and these devices will be able to block. But certain situation, whenever a zero-day attack, whenever there is no signature, there are chances of compromise. That is the reason we are here. At least we will not have to monitor the attack which have been blocked already. Any phishing email came, malware email came, blocked by the email gateway already. We are not bothered about it until as it is a target attack coming from different email ID, same kind of malware, right? Similarly, any traffic is coming on the firewall, coming from malicious IP address blocked by the firewall, we are not bothered about it, right? But if it is allowed, then we have to check. Right? At least we are monitoring in certain situations. That's the reason these typical standard network security devices are must. Over and above, to tackle with zero-day attack, we have to monitor the network, what is going on, who is coming, who is going, what data is being sent by internal user to which email ID, what it contains, right? And from which IP connection is coming, what is the what is the reputation of IP address, which port number, any higher port number, some communication is happening, any particular IP address, a lot of traffic are being denied, any internal traffic trying to communicate outside, getting denied on the firewall, an internal IP address communicating outside on higher end port number, unknown port numbers, right? So a lot of different scenarios there we are going to monitor to identify what kind of malicious activities are happening. But you understand, manually, because these devices are going to generate logs, right? So because manually we cannot see, right? Physically I cannot see what is happening. If I want to see what is normal and abnormal, what kind of activities are happening, I have to rely on the logs, means events. Ideally we call as activities, we call as event, and those events are being recorded in the form of logs. Those events are being recorded in the form of logs, but people call as, some people call as event, some people call as log, right? So anything you can say, either you can call as log or you can call as events, right? So whatever, for example, some connection come, it will hit to the router from the firewall, then you make an email gateway, then deliver to email, right? So all these devices coming in between will record the activity based on their involvement, right? So if certain kind of certain activity we want to monitor, we want to look at, right? So we'll be only able to understand by checking the logs. Yes or no? So so what happens to check the logs? So these devices will record the logs, will keep the log, store the logs locally on all these systems, right? Locally. So, but you know that these devices will generate huge amount of the logs. Your firewall will generate billions of logs per day. Our lab firewall, we have lab setup, similar kind of lab setup. We have Fortinet firewall here. In a lab environment only, our firewall generate millions of logs, almost 40 to 50 lakhs logs per day in our firewall, which is a non-production firewall. Then you assume in corporate and enterprise, how many logs your firewall will record per day. And you don't have only one firewall, you might have several internal firewall also, because door you don't have at on living room only, you have doors to the living to the kitchen also, to the bedroom also, right? So that we can filter out, okay, certain people coming to the living room should not be able to come to the bedroom, so you have another door. Should not be able to look at the wardrobe, so we have another door, right? Similarly, you might have certain internal firewalls, but that is only about the firewall, but you will have several other devices. You have email gateway, you have proxy, you have antivirus, you have so many servers, right? All servers, databases and all, billions of logs per day. So if you want to check what kind of malicious activity is happening, you have to log in on each and every devices. So do you think that you can analyze those logs by logging on each and every device every day? No, right? It's very, very difficult where you have millions and billions of logs, right? Let's say somehow through firewall activities, firewall logs, you came to know some kind of malicious activities are happening right now in the network. Now, in order to deep down what is happening, who is the attacker, what is his identity, what exactly he is doing. So at that time, you have to log in on each and every devices to understand, to analyze the attack. If attack is happening right now, you come to know somehow to understand, to analyze, investigate, and check detail about the attacker, and you can take the appropriate action. You will have to log in on each and every devices, analyze the logs. But what is the problem? What is the issue here is these devices generate millions of logs, huge amount of logs. Analyzing the logs manually is very, very difficult. First of all, you have to log in on each and every devices individually. Second thing, these devices generate huge number of logs. Analyzing those number of logs will take time. Third thing, why it is taking more time? Because every devices are having their own format to record the logs. Means there is no standardization which field, for example, when connection hit to the firewall, from which IP address connection is coming. Let's say this is Cisco firewall record SR source IP. Field called source IP equal to 197.0.2.100. It's source IP, right? Firewall record the field as source IP. but your email gateway may record a SRC. It's source IP, but different field. Some source address, and some devices may record without even field, just IP address. My objective was to tell you that these devices does not have any standard. Every devices are having own format, own field set, how they are recording the logs. So if you are having any experience already or you are expert in firewall, then you may understand analyze firewall logs. But at the same time, you may not understand router logs. You may not understand how to analyze, how to read database logs, how to read email gateway logs, because different devices are having different log format, right? It's very difficult in that case to do the analysis of the logs. And let's say you analyze, but can you analyze it fast? Maybe it will take a whole day for you to analyze these logs manually by logging each and every logs, understanding the format. Maybe by that time, within 10 minutes, 5 minutes, attacker has already done his work and gone outside. That means you're doing the historical analysis, right? Are you able to take the active action? The answer is no. This is not the active monitoring, right? In this way, you cannot secure your network. You cannot plan, to take the active action in that case. You cannot log the attack. Active action means once you come to know, you should be able to analyze it within few moments, and you should be able to take the active action so that what activity is happening right now should be stopped. Right? That we call as active monitoring or real-time monitoring or real-time action, active action. But in this way, we are unable to take the active action. That's the reason in case of zero-day attack, when these devices will block it, that is well and good. But when these devices fail to detect, means in case of zero-day attack, right, it is very difficult. In this way, in this case, I give an example. Okay, somehow you come to know that attack is happening, then you try to log in each and every device, right? But in other situation or always situation, attacker is not going to tell you that okay, tomorrow by 10:45 I'll launch the attack. So be ready, do the analysis and block it. Attacker is not going to tell you, right? Attacker is not going to give the time at what time he's going to launch the attack. Attack may happen, cyber attack may happen at any point of time, 24/7, anytime. He's not going to tell you. So by that time, that means you have to monitor the logs. Each and every logs, you have to monitor and check. That is the only option. Yes or no? If you're thinking that by logging on every device, every time I can analyze, that option is not going to work because nobody is going to tell you. The answer is you have to monitor every device activity. You have to keep an eye. You have to monitor what is going on. That is the only solution. If actually you want to do the real-time monitoring and you want to take the active action against the threat. How we can do that in that case? SOC team, in order to do this real-time monitoring, you understand, real-time monitoring work is done by a SOC team, right? So these all security devices falls under network security. That means being a SOC team, typically you are not going to work on the firewall directly. You are not going to work on IPS. You are not going to work on the antivirus. You are not going to work on the WAF. You are not going to work on the IPS, IDS. These are network security devices. So your company will have network security team who is going to work on these devices.
Sir, I have one doubt, sir. Hello.
I will take your question at the end. If you stuck here, then you can ask. Otherwise, I will take the question at the end. Okay. So what happens now? How to tackle this kind of situation? So ideally, in my SOC class, I take the question at the same time. But since it is just 2 hours of class, we are not going to connect back to back. Hence, I'm not taking the question so that we can at least cover the topic which have been given. So at the end, I will give you the time so that you can ask the question and clarify it. To some people, I have given privileges to ask the question. Okay, so now you understand, right? So in this situation, how it is going to happen, right? How we are going to tackle such situation to monitor real time. And you understand logs are also on different formats. So how will you analyze those logs, right? That is also another situation, right? So what happens? These all different devices that we have, right? Network device, security device, there was application. I have just drawn few examples, but you will have several other devices. Okay, so what happens is now to tackle such kind of situation in security center, there's a technology which have been introduced that we call as, anybody knows? Anybody? Anyone? The technology we call as SIEM, Security, Information and Event Management. Security, Information and Event Management is the technology. Like, for example, car is the technology, right? There are various vendors which actually manufacture the car, right? You have Honda, you have MG, you have Mercedes, you have BMW, right? Similarly, SIM is the technology, full form is Security, Information and Event Management. There are various vendors which develop these tools, such as you have a Splunk, you have Microsoft Sentinel, you have IBM QRadar, ArcSight, you have, I will write down once I explain this. So similar technologies, let's say I mentioned car, right? So understand what is car. Similarly, the technology, there are various vendors, so which are developing the tools, but all the vendors will have main functionality similar, right? You have car, so either it is Alto or Maruti 800, which cost 5 to 6 lakhs, or you buy Land Rover, Range Rover, which cost 2 to 3 CR, 1 to 3 CR, right? But basic work will remain same, right? It will bring you from source to destination. It will have gear, it will have steering, it will have light, it will have 4 wheels, right? So basic stuff, basic functioning is same. Either you buy Maruti 800 or you buy Land Rover, Range Rover, right? It is about the accessories and different performance and different other feature that we compare. Similarly, SIM is the technology. There are various vendors which develop the tool. Like, these are different tools that we have in the market. So what SIM does, how SIM allows you to tackle such situation when you have in a kind of 0-day, especially, right? So what happens is SIM collect the real-time logs. As soon as these devices will record the activities, right? What is happening? They will record and they will forward those logs to the SIM. You understand? In the enterprise network, whatever devices that you have will generate the logs, will record the activity in the form of logs, right? And those logs will be forwarded in real time to your SIM. Means these devices will be integrated with your SIM to get the real-time logs. And what happens is, once your SIM will collect the logs, it will parse and normalize the logs. It will parse and parsing. Parse की spelling यही है. It will parse and normalize log. What happens is, different devices are having their own format, right? So which is unreadable kind of raw logs that we call as. So once your SIM will collect the logs, it will normalize the log. That means it will make a standard format, right? So all logs will come on the common format, same format. Either it is router log or firewall logs or email logs will be will convert it to the easily readable format. That means even you are not expert, you will understand the format, because all format of the logs are common format, easily readable format that we call normalized logs. right? So here you have different devices, different type of logs, different format of logs. But once your SIEM will collect the logs, it will normalize the logs. After normalization, it will store the logs for a long time. These devices does not have capability, many of the devices, to keep the log for a long time. Some devices are recording for 30 days, 15 days, 10 days, 1 month, 1 year, 2 years. But here you can keep all the logs for 1 year, 2 year, 5 years, 10 years, based on your requirement, based on compliance requirement, or based on your organization requirement. You can keep the logs. Now, SIEM also will provide you searching and reporting option. Searching and reporting, that means now you don't have to log in at the time of attack. You don't have to log in on each and every devices. You don't have to log in on each and every devices. Instead, you can just log in on the SIEM, because all logs are being stored on the SIEM. You just write the query language. There is a search query language. What do you want to search? What log you want to search? You just write the search query. Firewall log you want to search, IPS log, Windows log. Just write the search, and it will show you the log search console, and you can download the logs also in the various format, right? That means you don't have to log in on each and every devices. Just log in, central device you log in, see the logs, analyze the logs on the console itself, as well as you can download the logs also for further analysis. If you want to download, you can download the logs also. Got it? So that is the one feature of SIEM. Second feature is a second feature of the SIEM is, you understand, in this case, even though now you don't have to log in each and every devices, you just log in and give the query and download the see the logs, right? But you understand, you have billions of logs. In typical IT infrastructure, you have 10,000 to 15,000 event per second. 10K to 15K EPS. EPS means event per second. 10K to 15K means 10,000. If you consolidate all the logs in your SIEM, if you have, let's say, 400, 500 devices also, let's say 10,000 to 15,000 event coming per second. EPS is 10,000, 15,000 event per second. Means 10,000 event per second are coming on your SIEM. So now you have to monitor, right, for malicious activity. So means every single blink of my eyes, 10,000 new logs are coming on the SIEM. So what do you think that? Will you be able to monitor each and every logs? 10,000, 15,000 logs?
Yeah,
Per second?
correlation rules.
No, right? Per second, you cannot monitor, because every blink, it will fetch the new logs. So manually, you cannot monitor the logs, right? You understand? So can you tell me, can anybody tell me, this calculation? 40 plus 50, how much?
90.
90, okay. Now you tell me. 60 minus 60 minus 30.
30.
How much?
30.
Oh, great, excellent. 30, right? And this is 90. Excellent, you are great. Now you tell me, how much it is? Can anybody tell me? The answer is, you have your concept clear, but it will take time for you to calculate this. But your concept is clear, right? That you have, okay, addition, then you have subtraction, then after doing this multiplication you have to do, right? Your concept is clear, right? Yes or no? But as a human being, it will take time. You cannot do it immediately. It's a complex calculation. It will take time. So how can you do it faster? If I ask you do it right away and give me answer in in 15
Calculator.
seconds. How will you do that? By using
Calculator.
the calculator, right? By using the calculator. By using the calculator, but calculator, who has developed the calculator? You have developed the calculator, right? We have developed the calculator. We know the concept. Then if there are two or more numbers, if there is plus sign means addition, minus sign subtraction, cross multiplication, and next is division, right? We know the concept, but we are not fast. We are human, we are not fast. Then we develop the calculator and we define the logic. Based on what logic calculator will do. So calculator is a machine, right? Kind of a script. So what you ask calculator, define the logic, and calculator will make it fast. Yes or no? But who has given the logic? You has given the logic. That means you were clear. You had a clear logic, and same logic you have defined the calculator, and calculator is making the faster calculation now compared to you. Similarly, logs are coming 10,000, 15,000 per second on your ESM, on your SIM, 10,000, 15,000 per second. Let's say instead of 10,000 per second, if logs are coming per second, let's say, not per second, per minute, let's say per minute, 5 logs are coming per minute. 5 logs or 2 logs are coming per minute, right? Then you can analyze, right? Because numbers of logs are less, then you can analyze. But here, the main challenge is logs, number of logs are higher, but your concept is clear. Your concept is clear. If you analyze manually, you can decide which particular event is malicious, which particular event is not malicious. But the only challenge is you are not fast, because every second it is giving fetching a lot of logs. You are not fast, but your logic is clear. Means your logic has to be clear, right? Here, your logic has to be clear. So if your logic is clear, what has to be monitored? If you investigate yourself, analyze yourself, then you should know what is malicious, what is not malicious. If you are clear, then in that case, what you can do, how you develop the calculator, right? Then your SIM is also have that functionality. So in that case, what you can do, you can ask your SIM to monitor each and every logs on behalf of you. Because being a human, I cannot monitor. You can ask your SIM, you can tell your SIM to monitor each and every logs on behalf of you. And if particular event or set of event are suspicious, abnormal, unusual, then you can tell as an action to generate an alert. Means SIM will monitor the billions of logs, thousands of logs per second on behalf of you. And if any particular event or set of event are malicious, you can configure the action to generate an alert. SIM will monitor. Then SIM will tell, okay, I can monitor, but on what basis? How will I understand that particular event is suspicious? Because it's not a human, right? It's a machine. You have to tell. So that is the reason SIM is asking, okay, I will do that, but on what basis I will decide particular event or set of event is suspicious, and what action has to be taken to generate an alert or create a ticket or send an email notification and all what different actions, right? So that means you have to define, right? So first of all, you have to be clear what you want to detect, what activity is suspicious. That means if plus sign means addition, minus sign means subtraction, cross means multiplication and division, you have to be clear first. That means here you have to be clear what activity is suspicious, right? Then you can tell your SIM. So SIM is asking you to define. That means we define the condition. What activities, for example, Windows login failure. You understand? If one event is coming from one particular user, maybe user have forgot the password. So one particular event will not tell to generate an alert. in this case, right? While if we are saying there are 100 login failure or more than 100 login failure in 1 minute, 30 seconds, if user forget his password or mistyping the credential, he will try 2-3 times, and then he will call to service desk, right, or help desk to change his password. He will not try 100 times, 200 times within a short period of time. Don't you think that it's suspicious activity? Maybe somebody is trying to do the brute force. Yes or no? Trying to gain the unauthorized access by using trial and hit method, by installing some brute force software. So definitely it's a abnormal suspicious activity and has to be taken some action. It's a matter of concern. So I can write my SIEM, okay, condition. I can write condition is login failure. Login failure. And I can type event. Events, let's say more than 100. And time, I can define, let's say 1 minute. 1 minute time, because see login failure happened, Windows login failure, more than 100 event within 1 minute. Then action, generate an alert, and alert, as well as create ticketing cases or send email notification, and there are many other actions are having, but this is mandatory, so that if you enable this action in your SIEM console, you can see the alert, right? You can see here we have more than 100 events, then generate an alert, right? Because one event is not suspicious, that you are clear. In some cases, even a single event is suspicious. Single event is a matter of concern. For example, critical server, you define the list of critical server, and if critical server got shut down, so any of such server got shut down will generate only one event, right? So in that case, you may give time, any time, let's say 1 minute or 2 minutes, but event is 1, right? Generate an alert. Means even a certain time, even a single event is suspicious, but certain time sort of event is suspicious. So right now you can see it is correlating the condition, this condition along with number of event and time. Hence this logic we call as correlation rule. This logic, what we call as correlation rule, right? So how define the logic on the calculator? Similarly, we define the logic on your SIEM, what has to be monitored and what action has to be taken. So based on the different log analysis, different devices, we have integrated different type of data sources. We have logs coming in, right? Based on that, we have to identify what activities are suspicious. Based on that, you might have 60, 70, 80 different set of correlation rules, right? So that means those are correlation, means kind of automation rule, you can say. Right? Automatically it will, but we don't use the word automation, but you don't have to monitor yourself. So SIEM second work is, first work is to collect real-time logs for network device, security device, servers, application, database, etc. Once it collect the logs, normalize logs, keep the log for a long time, and enable searching and reporting. Second work is real-time monitoring, means it monitor each and every logs. Correlation, it will correlate those logs with the correlation rule, and alerting, generate an alert. That means real-time monitoring, correlation, and alerting. That is the second work of your SIEM. So what happens, being a SOC analyst now, you don't need to monitor billions of logs. Instead, few hundred of alert. Such alert when the correlation rule matches, few hundred of alerts you are going to monitor on the SIEM console, right? 90%, 99% people in the SOC are actually going to monitor this dashboard, incident dashboard, SOC incident dashboards. SOC incident dashboards, right? So whenever incident triggered, so this dashboard has to be monitored 24/7. Each and every incident which are coming having certain severity, some are critical, high severity, medium severity, low severity, right? So based on the criticality level, you have to investigate those incidents first. You analyze and check whether actually suspicious activity or not. If suspicious activity, then you have to take some action, either yourself, if your company giver has given access, or you have to assign respective to, for example, firewall team to block the IP on the firewall, antivirus team to scan the system from antivirus, desktop team to isolate the machine if you don't have EDR, isolate network team to block the IP on the ISP. So different stakeholders we have. So based on that, we assign the incident respective team. That means SOC, being a SOC analyst, you are going to monitor this channel and what is true positive and false positive. In case of true positive, you have to raise a case. False positive, you have to close the case here only. So you understand how drastically the number of event has been reduced. Instead of monitoring billions of logs manually, you are going to monitor few alerts. Few alerts, right? You are going to analyze few alerts here. Understand? So that is, so SOC team, the main tool on the SOC is SIEM. The main tool on the SOC is SIEM, and that is what activity you actually doing in a SOC. SIEM. And there are various vendors of SIEM, such as number one is Splunk. Number one for SIEM is Splunk SIEM in the market as per the Gartner report. Splunk is on top for last 10 years concurrently. It's leader in the market. Second position, Microsoft Sentinel, which is a Splunk is available in the on-premises also and cloud as well. Microsoft Sentinel is available only on cloud. In our regular SOC training, which is 3.5-month training, we cover Splunk because Splunk is leader in the market and available on-premises also and cloud as well, right? That means if you learn on-premises, means cloud is same, only console you get access. Means the installation, integration, everything going to be covered. But in Microsoft Sentinel is just cloud-based, so this training does not take much time. We have separate training, but I do not recommend for SOC analyst people who are just starting their career or want to switch their profile. I require SOC training because on that we cover Splunk. Splunk is full-fledged, a big tool. Why Microsoft Sentinel is a small tool? Because when you learn Microsoft Sentinel, it is just cloud-based. Means cloud-based, you don't need to install, you don't need to manage also, because installation and administrative activities are being performed by the Microsoft only. Because once you buy Microsoft Sentinel, you just have to access, you just get the link. Installation just 2 minutes, 5-minute activities, right? It's just cloud, next net you have to do, right? And management also has to be done by any issues and everything done by the cloud vendor only, not by you. So the scope of work is a little less compared to on-premises tools. While we like Splunk SIEM on-premises, so we cover installation, troubleshooting, integration, right? So big scope. If you can learn this, right, you can learn other cloud-based tool, because cloud you just get the console, right? So either when you go with the Splunk on-premises, after installation you get the console. But when you go with the Splunk cloud, directly you get the console access. Means just URL you get for the Splunk and username, password, you just get login, right? That's the reason we cover Splunk Enterprise, means Splunk on-premises, right? So Microsoft Sentinel is second number, and third number is IBM QRadar. IBM QRadar. IBM QRadar is on third number as per the Gartner. This all as per the Gartner report. So since Splunk is number one, hence we have added Splunk SIEM in our training. So Splunk has two components. One is Splunk core architecture, which is Splunk Enterprise, and to enable SIEM feature, we have another app called Splunk Enterprise Security. So if you guys have ever tried Splunk installation, that is Splunk Enterprise only. To enable the real-time monitoring, correlation alerting, you have to install one app that is called Splunk Enterprise Security, which required enterprise license, paid license. What you install, it is just a Splunk Enterprise, does not have real-time monitoring, correlation, and alerting. And most of the institution who actually train on a Splunk, they use free license, we 60 days free license for a Splunk Enterprise, but they do not actually train most of the institution on a Splunk Enterprise Security. So if you are joining anywhere for Splunk, make sure that you also cover Splunk Enterprise Security, because without doing hands-on Splunk Enterprise Security, you did not complete the Splunk SIEM learning. Because SIEM, Splunk Enterprise means core architecture, collecting the logs, searching and reporting. That's it. Real-time monitoring, correlation, alerting will be performed by the Splunk Enterprise Security app that has to be installed over Splunk Enterprise, which is paid. Minimum license start with 23 lakhs Indian rupees per year, minimum even for the lab environment. So make sure you get access to the Splunk enterprise security as well. So that is about the SIEM. There are many other vendors. These are top three. Apart from that, you have SecureNix, you have Logarithm, you have ArcSight, right? Apart from there are many other SIEM tools are coming in, on the market. $7:30. My voice is clear, right? Somebody is mentioning voice is breaking.
Yeah, it is clear.
Clear, right? Okay. Okay. So now you understand in the market, you understand, right? Digitalization happening and happening exponentially, very fast, right? And threats are also evolving in a same manner and resulting by understanding future requirement for cybersecurity resources, right? There are new development happen in cybersecurity, especially for SOC tools. By understanding the resource crunch, industry has identified there will be a gap between the demand and demand and availability. By understanding the future demand, current as well as future resource crunch will happen. Based on that, some automation has been introduced. Automation has been introduced. That automation in SOC, what we call as? Anybody knows what that automation we call as?
SOAR.
Right.
sir.
In SIEM, you monitor, right? L1, L2, you have escalation handle, L3, you have admin, you have, right, to monitor. So what happens is you monitor incident, right? And you analyze each and every incident. You analyze. After analysis, what do you have to do? If it is false positive, then you have to close the incident here only. If it is true positive, means suspicious activity, then you have to create a case. Means you have to record your work case on the ticketing tool and assign to respective team for further action. Create a case on, let's say, ServiceNow or any other tool, right? Ticketing tool. Ticketing tool and all you use, right? Apart from the, let's say, the firewall related incident, which suspicious traffic from blacklisted IP address. So that IP address information you will collect, you will check the reputation of IP address, right? Threat intelligence data means reputation blacklisted or not blacklisted, right? Let's say the IP address 199.0.2.100. You will be doing analysis like investigation, reputation checking and all. And then after that, you will ask firewall team to block the IP address. After creating cases, you may send email or on the case itself, the case will be assigned to firewall team to block the IP address. The firewall team will block the IP address after that, right? Team block the IP address, right? Block IP. So you can see what human work is required to do the basic analysis here, L1 incident analysis, right? Checking the reputation of IP address, right? And then creating the tickets, assigning the ticket to firewall team. Then firewall team, again, somebody should be available from firewall team to block the IP address, right? Again, another resources. This should also work 24/7 because SOC team is going to communicate. Similarly, you will have antivirus team, you have
Sulabh, I'm sorry to interrupt in between. Like you said that we have SIEM, which is a primary source of collecting the logs. If you take a firewall as a device, now the L1, if we take a device, there is a inbound traffic analysis, then the unauthorized authentication.
right.
All these conditions are predefined in SIEM, right?
Right.
So we are not going to craft anything new.
No. Let me tell you that. See what happens is many SIEMs coming with out-of-the-box correlation rules. Out of the box for many conditions. For Windows login failure, I have given a very simple example to understand because everybody knows Windows login failure.
Correct.
I have not given any complex example. basic example I have given just to understand perspective. Okay. So these failure login authentication failure are by default rules, but what you have to do is, apart from that, there are many other rules. So being an admin, what you have to do is you have to identify, you have to evaluate whether all the rules are required in your organization, which devices you have, based on that, what rule has to be enabled. Some rules are there that you want to write, already created, but condition is not correct. Condition is not perfect. So in that case, you have to modify the condition. That we call as fine tuning of the rule. Based on your requirement, you may have different devices, different condition, different fields that is capturing the data. So you will have to do certain modification on those out of the box rules. And then you have to enable it. By default, when you install SIEM, those rules are by default disabled. Review it, which rules you want to enable, do the proper modification, right? Do the historical checks that we call a fine tuning, check how many event, how much time aggregation detail. And once you do the required modification, then you enable it. Apart from that, there will be certain situation which you want to detect, but there is no out of the box rule. In that case, you have to create the custom rules. Got
Okay. Got it. Thank you.
it? So you can see the firewall one is created to calculate the case, then check the data for threat intelligence, blacklisted or not blacklisted. Then you have to block the IP of the firewall, right? These are the different activities. The firewall team has to be available. Certain cases, you have antivirus teams has to be available. Certain cases, network teams has to be available, right? There will be multiple resources, not only for SOC team, but you have also signed the SLA to the resolution team also, firewall team to block the IP. This would be also available, right, for doing the resolution of the incident. That means you need multiple resources to analyze, then create the case manually, then take the follow from firewall team to block the IP address, right? So required resources, right? By understanding, so require more resources. So by understanding the future requirement and current security crunch, the automation has been introduced to automate this work. This work has been automated or will be automated, has been automated using the technology called as SOAR. SOAR stands for what?
It's security orchestration,
orchestration.
automation and response.
Security
Response.
orchestration, automation and response.
That's
Right?
fine.
So what it will do is, what in that case, what we will do?
It will automate.
Right. So how it will automate?
Like a playbook.
Right. So what it will do, you have the SIEM and this is your SOAR. Your SIEM will be integrated with your SOAR. Means whatever incidents are being triggered here will be sent to the SOAR, right? Will be sent to SOAR. And now SOAR will be integrated with control. SOAR will be integrated with your firewall, antivirus, vulnerability scanner, router, or your network device, security devices, all. For example, firewall, you block the IP address, right? Antivirus, you scan the system. Vulnerability scanner, if you found certain vulnerability, you have to scan particular system to to check if system has been compromised, it's having any vulnerability. So you might have to scan, right? Router, you might have to block certain IP address in the router as well, certain time. Switch, you may integrate to block certain MAC address on the switch, right? So various action that you are going to take, and you used to assign the case. Might have to, for example, Windows system, if it is compromised, malware, you have to isolate from the network. So you assign this case to desktop team or network team, desktop team to manually isolate the network system from the network, or certain time network team to virtually isolate the system, block MAC address, a black port, right? In this case, we have one tool called EDR. I'm going to tell you what is EDR. So EDR can isolate the machine virtually from the EDR itself. So EDR will be also integrated with your SOAR. So SOAR will have command control all these devices, right? So what will happen? As soon as alert will trigger on the SOAR, now the condition has been defined how to evaluate whether it's true positive or false positive. Your threat intelligence data also, where you check Telos Intelligence, Virus Total also can be integrated with SOAR. SOAR can check the reputation. If a reputation is blacklisted, SOAR will have to block the IP in the firewall. First of all, it has to create the case on the ticketing tool, so it will run. So what happens is it has to create the case on the ticketing tool, right? And then it has to block the IP in the firewall. So how this automation will happen? Some programming, some script, it is happening automatically, right? So behind that, to enable this, some programming has been defined that we call a script, right? A script that we call as a script, right? This script is being written in the Python. The Python script is being written. So once the rule is being triggered, check threat intelligence data, IP is blacklisted or not, or you can rerun the query to SIEM and check last 24 hours log. If it is more than 100, consider true positive, then create a case on ServiceNow ticketing tool, and then block the IP in the firewall. This has been defined on the script. Python script has been written on this this SOAR, right? That script we call as playbook. What we call as script automatically running, right? Playbook, because it is playing automatically. So there will be many playbook for different devices, right? Playbook. So based on the playbook, it will perform certain action, right? That means now do we require human? In our SOC Analyst training, certain people tell sometimes that we are fresher and you are covering very in-depth admin concept. Why don't you focus only L1 concept? Why don't only focus analyst? Why are you doing all this admin job, integration of device installation, troubleshooting, writing correlation role? Why are you covering so much of in-depth? The answer is you understand yourself, right? The automation will come, will happen, and this role, especially L1 role, will get minimized. Yes or no? That is the reason I am going to give several examples also why you have to be technically skilled. And that is our objective here. So what happens in that case? This L1 work especially will get automated, right? Ticket will be created, it will check last 24 hours data also. Ticket will be created, as well as IP will be blocked, system will be isolated with the help of EDR, right? IP can be blocked on the router as well, right? Those tools can be integrated and can be controlled by SOAR, and whenever required, it can take certain action. It can run the query and run the command to different devices to do. For example, to block the IP on the Cisco firewall, you run the command sun command, right? So through SOAR, you'll have control to firewall, and you can run the sun command manually also on the firewall. So as per the automation playbook, it will run the sun command to sun the IP and block the IP address. So this can be done automatically by the SOAR. This is an automation which have been introduced in order to tackle with the resource crunch in cybersecurity and SOC. However, as of now, out of 100 SOC, what is the time? 15 minutes we have. Out of 100 SOC, SOAR deployment is 15 to 18%. 15 to 18% means if 100 SOC, if you have 100 SIEM, then 15 to 18% people has deployed SOAR. And SOAR as of now is not fully automated because SOAR is not fully fine-tuned as of now. You understand, when the first electrical two-wheeler came, we call a yo bike, just 17,000-18,000 was the cost, yo bike something, right? Have been introduced, but it was not successful because it was just innovation. A lot of improvement, was required that time. And after improvement, now you can see Ola and different vendors are coming and people are buying. It is very excellent bike now. So it took a long time, right, to get it fully stabilized and fully, to do the better performance, to achieve the better performance, best performance. It takes time. Similarly, the SOAR bench has been introduced. It required a lot of modification as of now, a lot of improvement. So what happens is most of the companies who have deployed SOAR are not fully enabling this automation. That means if alert triggers, still you need to have L1 analyst to monitor the SOAR. They will do the basic analysis. Now to create the true positive, to create the ticket, they will have button. Just click on the button. Incident will be created on the ticketing tool. Now, if they have blocked to IP address, click on the button. The IP address will be blocked on the firewall, right? That means manual action has been enabled at some. Now they have not enabled. Most of the company has not enabled automatic action because most of the time your SOAR is taking the false positive action. So maybe your vendor IP will get blacklist blocked. Your customer IP will get blocked, right? So as of now, still, even though we have the SIEM, still we need human resource to monitor SOAR as well, but the number of requirement of the resources have been reduced to 60%. Means if you want 100, then out of that still you need 60 resources. If one SOC required 10 analysts, then still you need 6, right? Requirement has been reduced because you don't need to do the basic, you don't need to create tickets, you need not to block the IP address, and also firewall team is not required to block the IP address. Antivirus team is not required to scan the system. Vulnerability team is not required to enter in your request, right? So these resources and cost has been reduced by enabling the SOAR. But you know that now the electric bike has came and it's performing excellent. The time will come when the automation will come and the SOAR will be full-fledged, right? Right. So this is a new technology. Hence, in our SOC training, along with the SIEM, we also cover SOAR as well. As an analyst, if you are working on the SOAR, what kind of activities you are going to do, how you are going to perform the activities, incident response on the SOAR, that is the part of our SOC training. We have separate training for SOAR on which we cover the Python as well, because most of the people we know that in cybersecurity are not a programmer, but from SOAR perspective, it is required to have at least some basic knowledge of programming. We understand web developer in a market. Many people do not know the logic and they don't know complete information how to write the code, but they have logic clear, so they can modify the code and they are creating the website. Website developer, web developer are creating the new website every time. No, they are not doing the hard coding. They are getting the framework on the other side, copy pasting the program, right, and doing some little modification. Understanding? The understanding is important. So in the advanced training that we have for SOAR, we cover Python also, so that we can cover how to write the playbook. That is most important. So SOAR is something new in the market. If you become expert in SOAR, if you're already working on cybersecurity, then only. If you already have experience in SOC, SIEM, then only you can go with the SOAR. However, from SOC perspective, it's already added in the SOC training only, our regular SOC training. Advanced is only for people who are already advanced, who are already working on SOC. So that is for, so modern SOC, next generation SOC, along with SIEM, you will have SOAR as well. Apart from that, you will have one more tool that we call as, anybody knows?
CrowdStrike.
EDR, right? EDR, Endpoint Detection and Response, right? Endpoint, typically we used to have antivirus only. Now, in modern SOC, next generation SOC, companies are deploying the EDR agents as well. So EDR will have a central console. EDR will be, mostly cloud-based solution. Cloud-based. So what happens is all your servers and desktop, laptop, right? You have to install agents. See, in the SIEM, when we integrate, we mostly integrate servers, not desktop, laptops, and servers also mostly security information such as login, logout, login field, login success, account created, account disabled. Those kind of information we collect. But registry information, new process, drivers, there are many changes happen. When any machine infected, it does many changes. That means many things we can observe on the machine. New process created, high memory utilization, high CPU utilization, disk performance is low, means high disk utilization. Many parameters we can monitor if any malware has been installed, if the system is infected. So those types of logs are not being collected from the SIEM. We are mostly rely on the antivirus only. If antivirus understand, it will block it. But what if antivirus did not understand? and did not block it, right? So now in the modern SOC, EDR had been introduced. Cloud expense sahi hai na? EDR, so EDR will be a cloud console. EDR console will be a cloud-based, right? So before that, let me tell you what are the vendors for SOAR. What are the vendors for SOAR? Let me tell you before that. SOAR vendors are typically most, you can see Palo Alto, SOAR, Palo Alto. Palo Alto has the name Cortex XSOAR. Cortex
XDR.
XSOAR. XSOAR is
XOR.
different.
Yeah. Sorry.
Cortex has the XDR also and XSOAR also. So one is Cortex XSOAR. Palo Alto Cortex XSOAR is leader in the market as per the Gartner report. If you see the recent Gartner report previous year also, it is leader in the market. Mostly you will see some companies have deployed Splunk, QRadar, Sentinel, but for SOAR they are using Palo Alto XSOAR. It is actually SOAR, but they have added X name they have changed, but it is actually SOAR. The name is Cortex XSOAR. It is leader in the market as per the Gartner report. And in our training, also SOC training, we have added Palo Alto Cortex SOAR only because it leads the market after all. It license start with 1 CR. Minimum cost is 1 CR. If you check on the Google, there is no trial available nowadays. Minimum license is 1 CR, 1 crore. No trainings available except us. For in India, for Palo Alto XSOAR, nobody has this training because it cannot be a theoretical training, right? It requires practicals. So we are the partner with Palo Alto. Hence, we have this kind of lab environment where we give the hands-on experience on the Palo Alto XSOAR. Only you will find that one training institution on the USA, and they charge around $4,000. $4,000 for this training because the license cost is huge, right? So this next second number is Splunk Phantom. Splunk Phantom. Splunk Phantom SOAR. Now name has been changed. Phantom they have removed. Now they have removed Splunk SOAR. It is coming with Splunk SOAR name. Previously the name was famous with Phantom. Now they removed the Phantom and they are writing Splunk SOAR. Splunk SOAR is in second position. So after this one, second position is Splunk SOAR, but this is highly demanded. Palo Alto. We thought to start with Splunk SOAR before, but we thought no, it's not. It's not leading. Leader is Cortex XSOAR, right? So if you are delivering, we should choose the leader in the market. So this is leader in the market. Apart from that, small vendors are there, but there are two vendors are mostly leading the market. Now I was talking about EDR, right? EDR means Endpoint Detection Response. EDR means Endpoint Detection and Response. So in this SOAR, so next generation SOC, modern SOC, you will see SIEM, you will see SOAR as well as you will see EDR as well, right? So EDR will have centralized console and you will have to install agents. You have installed lightweight agents on each and every system. Your servers, desktop, laptop, everywhere, these agents will be installed. These agents will monitor the host and will forward the logs to the centralized console. Central console will have various policies. It has machine learning, AI, and machine learning on the EDR console. So it is not only going to correlate the data from your company, but since it's cloud-based, it has knowledge about other companies also, what is happening across the globe. Based on that, it can correlate whether the activity is happening on the system is malicious or not. It is not going to correlate with your data, but it is going to correlate with the data across other companies, other infrastructure across the globe. Based on that, it will take the action as a quarantine or quarantine particular system, particular malware, or even if it is, you can, it has the, it has what, sandbox also. It has sandbox also where you can analyze the malware. You can take the malware and you can analyze the malware on sandbox. Apart from that, if it is confirmed particular system is infected, compromised, since agent installation, it can instruct the agent to isolate the system virtually from the network so that other system it will not infect. and attacker will get isolated. System with the infected will get isolated from the system. So by EDR console, you can isolate the system as well from the network. So now in the modern SOC, you will see, I just given brief information because we had limited time. So EDR is the tool which will be there on the modern SOC. So SOC in the modern SOC, that's why our training also we call next generation training, because we cover all the tool. SIEM, SIEM. We cover Splunk.
Sir, sorry to interrupt. XDR is also a tool.
Well, let me tell you that. See, EDR is extended version of XDR is the extended version of EDR. EDR is only for endpoint, such as your laptop, desktop, and servers. While XDR, you can integrate other network devices also, like firewall, router, switches, other device also you can integrate. That will be called as XDR.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay. So, for a SIEM, in our training, which is we call Splunk Enterprise, Splunk Enterprise Security, and for SOAR, we cover Cortex XSOAR. And for EDR, there are many vendors such as CrowdStrike, SentinelOne, Microsoft Defender. The leading one, the leader in the market. What?
Palo Alto is also there. Yeah.
Palo Alto XDR. But lead in the market is Cortex EDR. Cortex is lead in the market as per the recent Gartner report. Sorry, CrowdStrike. Palo Alto also have the XDR solution, EDR XDR, but it is not the leading one. First position is CrowdStrike, and second position you have Microsoft Defender. Microsoft Defender is there from Microsoft. That is in second position. But in our training, we cover CrowdStrike EDR, which will lead in the market. That means this is also leader. It's also leader number one. This is also leader one. All tools we have chosen, which are number one in the market, right? And all are practically hands-on. Means you'll get the hands-on for this one also. You'll get the hands-on SOAR also. You'll get the hands-on. You won't get neither this anywhere in India. Neither you'll get hands-on on this tool, and you can Google it. You won't get anywhere except us. Nobody has the license for these tools. Because these are licensed tools, and this is also licensed. Majority of companies will cover only Splunk Enterprise, which is core architecture, searching and reporting, but they will not cover Splunk Enterprise Security required license. So, one moment, give me a moment. So that is the that is the ADR why we require, right? So in a typical SIEM, in typical SOC, modern SOC, they will not rely only on SIEM. They may have ADR, and third, they may have now SOAR now. They may. So if you have a skill in SOAR, that means you are standing out of the market. Not everybody has experience in SOAR, right? SOAR is something which is new. If you learn SOAR, that means standing out the market. Many jobs where they will require SOAR, but you are the only one, means only few set of people who have hands-on on the SOAR, right? Which is the latest technology, right? Similarly, EDR also, but EDR is not as new as SOAR, right? But many of places you just learn SIEM, but now if you want to stand out, then as a modern SOC analyst, you should know EDR and as well as the SOAR as well. Okay, I'll take your question. Just give me 2 minutes. I'll come back in 2 minutes. So we are on the last topic. I'll take your question at the end of the session. I will take your question. I will just take 5 more minutes. 5 more minutes I will take to explain something, and I'll take your questions.
The concept of AI in cybersecurity.
That is impact.
Yes, sir.
Hello, I'm visible, right?
Yes.
Yes, sir. You are properly visible.
So now many people has like this kind of doubt, what will be the future in cybersecurity? Maybe AI will come, and what about machine learning and AI will come? How about the future? See, in IT, if you are entering, right? See, there are two different type of people. One is some people will go for the government job, and some kind of people will come on IT, join IT, right? They all are different prospect, and all are different kind of careers they select. If you are, let's say, if you want to get a safe job, secure job, some fixed income, but not much growth, right? You can do your normal, like your education of your children's normal life for whole of your life. Then you are the prospect for government job, right? But you don't want, and you don't want to take any chance, any risk, right? As well as you don't have any big dreams. Then you are the prospect of government job. Better you go and prepare for the government. If you are in the IT, you understand IT, it is not fixed, right? 3-year people may earn 5 lakhs also, and 3-year people may earn 15 lakhs, 18 lakhs also. In government, if you join, somebody join as a junior engineer, he will got the same. Once he will become 3 years, other people also become 3 years, their salary will be almost same, right? There is no much difference. But here there can be a drastic difference between two people coming with the same experience, but with the different skill level, right? That means you have chance, if you have potential, you have chance to grow faster, to grow exponentially. And at the same time, there are chance also that you may get fired, you may get laid off from the company. At the same time, there is a chance, right? So if you are the person having big dream and ready to take the chance, and most important, IT means continuous learning. Your earning is directly proportional to your learning. So it is not government job. Okay, you learn this technology, then it's okay. Now you don't need to learn. Your IT means continuous change, continuous new technologies are coming, updates are coming. You have to keep yourself up to date. If you're not upgrading, not learning new skills, recession will come when the company will do the cost cutting and you will go out of the market. If you want to be on the market, of course, you have to do the continuous learning. Someone who is upgrading their knowledge, upgrading their skills, doing the continuous learning, they don't have to be scared because they are not going to get laid off. Now, let me tell you about the AI. See, you understand AI will impact all other fields, right? All the fields in IT. Cybersecurity is not other. Cybersecurity is not exception, is not an exception, right? Definitely, it will have impact, and it has impact in cybersecurity as well. But should we actually worry about that? If AI will come, the jobs are going to get reduced? The answer is no. And let me explain what will be the impact and why the answer is no. The answer is no because you understand, if AI will come, how it is going to help cybersecurity team, cybersecurity analyst. AI will come many of the work will be done in no times. You will have billions of logs, millions of data that can be, you will take a lot of time manually, that can be analyzed in a few moments by artificial intelligence. That means for analysis work has been reduced and can be done by the AI in no time. Now you're scared, right? You will get laid off because all this tool will have the AI technology. They will implement this tool, and then you will not have opportunity. Then people will get fired. The answer is how you, being a cybersecurity teams, are using AI to analyze the millions of data, right, and automating your work, making your faster. Similarly, attackers are also intelligent, right? Attackers are also using AI. Attacker also launching AI-based attack, which are even much difficult to detect than the normal attacks. And since it's a beginning, we never know what is going to happen. AI-based attacks are more crucial and more difficult to detect. Hence, you understand, if company will use the AI, attacker will also use the AI to launch the complex attacks. Then, of course, if two same people will have a fight, we need third one, right, to tackle with. That means we still need people. And we are expecting when the AI will come, even we need more people. Even there will be more demand in cybersecurity for taking care with this complex attack, which are difficult to take care of. But the only thing is, you have to upgrade your skills. If you think that, okay, you are doing L1 job only, doing copy-paste work, monitoring job, and that's it, then you never know when your time will come. Yes or no? So you have to keep your skills up to date. That's the reason in our training, we do not focus only L1 job. The incident response and all can be learned in short period of time. We give the in-depth knowledge, in-depth real-time hands-on experience, deployment, very deep dive technical skills, so that you will stand out in the market. You will not be just like doing the copy paste. On many people who do the L1 job, they don't even have knowledge why they are doing investigate, how the logs are coming on a SIEM, how this integration happening, right? So how to write these correlation rules, how to these automations, how the playbook runs. They don't have this kind of knowledge. The time will come, right? That is the reason our trainings are very in-depth to make you skilled, technically skilled, so that you will be standing out in the market. So that is the impact of, you understand, right? You can realize yourself now about, impact of AI in cybersecurity. Okay, that's it. Thank you, everyone. So now you can ask the question. If you have any question.
When can you please tell
You
me
can,
the
you can,
fees?
first of all, if any question you have, then you can raise your hand. First, everybody, if any question, you can raise your hand. Then I'll take step by step. The first question is from Nikhil.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Good
sir.
evening.
Yes.
After this webinar, actually, I got a huge confidence. At the same time, I have some fear also. What if I didn't catch your speed? Because I am from the non-IT background.
Let me tell you, I got it. See, I was very much speed because content was huge and I wanted to clear your full concept. So many of the word I have used that you are not aware of, because that is just 2 hours of session, right? To cover
Yes.
that, I need time, because topics I have written more, but time was just 2 hours. These all topics I takes 3-4 sessions to cover. In my actual class, I take 3-4 sessions to cover around 8 hours. And I have 9-hour session of basic topic that I have explained you, right?
Yeah.
People who are even not joining SOC training, I have 9-hour session, 9 classes, 18 hours of session. What I have explained you, right? In 2 hours, this thing I have explained in 18 hours, that is freely available on YouTube, in CivExpert YouTube channel.
Okay.
There are 9 classes, initial classes, that is free available. What topic I have? Because we start directly with Splunk in our main class. So basic topics, what networking, firewall, IPS, IDS, proxy, email gateway, what is that? I have freely available content for 18 hours in my YouTube channel. So I took it very fast because it's just having 2 hours. I understand it is fast. You can just SIEM expert in YouTube, SIEM space XPERT, expert.
Okay, sir.
You got it right? Next question. Next question is, then after your question is done, you can make your hands down. Okay. Next is Syed.
Yeah, Saurabh, I just wanted to know because I'm already an EDR expert. But in terms of playbook, I need a little exposure.
EDR or SOAR?
No, EDR.
Okay.
Because I have experience with firewall, EDR, and WAF. So I'm currently looking for SIM plus SOAR.
Okay.
Because I have not worked with any SIM platform. I know what is SIM, how it works, and all. As you said, it was exactly the same. But I just wanted to understand on what basis. I mean, there are many examples as a sample where we can write a correlation rule based on the condition. So that I just want to learn where, because it will help me to because in modern EDRs also you have workbooks. So what we have to do is we have to write a condition there, and we have to mention what has to be done. So mostly 70% of attack happens via phishing. So that's where I just wanted to understand how I just wanted to take up this training for SIM plus XOR. I mean, SIM security and Impress security, and I wanted to know how much it will cost. If it is a weekend batch, because I am a manager here, assistant manager.
Okay.
So I could not spend my time on weekdays.
It's a weekend only. For you don't go with the SOC training because you're already working in cybersecurity, right?
Yeah.
We have separate training, advanced level of Splunk SIM training, where we covered kind of admin and solution architect level for Splunk.
Okay.
And SOAR also we have separate batch.
Since you say, since you said that installation of Splunk and then integration of device and then writing the correlation rules, all those I wanted to be a part of that, because I wanted to understand the base so that any platform of SIM I can cover as a POC, or I can take it up for further projects.
So in a Splunk advanced training, we cover those part. Apart from that, installation, deployment, sizing, right? Because Splunk architecture is very complex. It is not a single instance. It will have multiple instances in the cluster. So that comes under advanced. So advanced training, we cover that as well. Licensing, sizing, right? How many instances you need, how many data centers you have, then where we deploy indexer, how many indexers, how many search head, how many forwarders, right? So all this being a solution in the advanced training. And XSOAR, since you're already working, you go with the advanced level of XSOAR training, not in the SOC, where we cover Python as well as creation of playbooks.
Okay. And Manik, how much it would
tomorrow
cost
only we
me?
are starting Splunk training. The Splunk training costs 32,000 plus GST.
Okay.
And SOAR training start with SOAR training cost is 20,000 plus GST. We kept SOAR training minimal by understanding our Indian people. Otherwise, the license cost is huge for SOAR. Except us, nobody has this.
Sure. I will take up this SIM course, and please let me know how and when to pay.
Yeah,
I will do that further.
After end of the session, be on the session. And thank you. So yeah, next is Manny. Go ahead.
Hi, thank you for this session. I really enjoyed the session. Yeah, I just wanted to ask, what is the duration for the course? Because I'm actually looking to transcend to a different role. I've worked worked in help desk for a while, and I'm just hoping to move to being an SOC analyst. So I wanted to ask, how long can this course go for me to be job ready?
For you, you go for SOC Analyst Training, SOC training. See,
Yeah.
people who want to go with the SOC manager, right?
Yeah.
They're on different fields, SOC manager or SOC analyst, go for SOC training. Either even your experience. People who want to become expert technically, they only go with the advanced training, like Syed said, right? He want to become expert, then go with the advanced training. Otherwise, SOC people, SOC analyst, SOC manager, SOC lead has to go with the SOC analyst training. That is very technical, very in-depth even, very technical. But some of the advanced concepts only not being covered, but L1, L2, and many of the L3 concepts are being covered in SOC training. But like SOAR is not very in-depth because required playbook, required Python, and analyst level, except EDR is also being covered almost. And Splunk, few part is not being covered, which is deployment part, almost otherwise covered. So you go with the SOC Analyst training, which is 3.5 months is the period, and fees is 35,000 plus GST, 18%.
Thank you very much.
Cost around Indian rupees 41,300. Next is Venkatesh. And you'll get 3 months of dedicated lab access on all the tools. 3 months. We do not go on for few hours. It's 3 months, 24/7.
All right.
You'll have access to these tools anytime through VPN. You can connect to this tool and do the practice.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
You are Venkatesh, go ahead.
Yes, can you hear me? I'm Venkatesh here.
Yes, Venkatesh, go ahead.
Yeah. So you have explained the 3 different tools you will teach to us.
Right.
So this is the fees will be how much this fees could be?
For SOC training, 35,000 plus GST.
Okay, so I already have experience of 12 years in this IT industry. 8 years in this endpoint protection level of technical support I was providing.
Okay.
So now I'm feeling like since I have already having some touch of cybersecurity particularly in endpoint protection, and also the year of experience is also more. So I'm trying for becoming as a manager.
Right.
Which course would be suitable for me?
So go for SOC analysis. See, nowadays SOC managers are not people manager or project manager. SOC manager, technical manager, right? So SOC analyst training will cover the whole technical things, what L1 does, what L2 does, right? What L3 does, what admin does, right? As well as you'll get the real-time hands-on access. Because being a SOC manager, you are not doing only management work, but also you want to look at what your SOC analysts are doing, how to communicate to the client, how to take the requirement. You should be very well aware of that. Otherwise, people will make you fool. People are not going to respect you unless you are technically strong. So this training will give you the whole idea, whole real-time hands-on experience on the SOC perspective, as well as I will share one session which I have taken for SOC manager. Being a manager, what will be your responsibility? Which report you will send? How will you take the responsibility from client? What points you can write on resume, right? So those points will be discussed when we have been covered to one of the sessions that I'm going to share with you for the people who are going to apply for SOC manager. Every batch we have around 5 to 10 people who are actually the prospect for SOC manager.
Okay, this session is a pre-recorded or in future you will give?
It's live only.
Okay.
It's live. Only for SOC manager, little session, right? Half an hour discussion. That I'm going to tell you. Either I can take live or I can share from previous, because that is just a responsibility discussion, right? And resume preparation.
Okay, the timing
that session only. Rest of session are live only. That only, I mean, that I can share from a previous batch. Almost sessions are live otherwise.
Okay, so this is what live session means in the through internet or classroom?
So how you joined my class, right?
Yeah.
Same way.
Same way. Okay. So the timing would be Indian.
The weekend class will be 8:30 to 12:30 India time, on which we will take around 20-minute break.
Okay. Weekday classes are there? Is it anything?
Weekdays is already started, so it will be too late for you to join weekdays batch.
Okay, so how long this duration weekend?
Weekend and weekdays both are same duration, same course material, same thing, everything.
Same duration?
Duration is 3.5 months.
Okay, okay.
3 tools we are going to cover, right? Not only light, very in depth. And our course is like a train. Train means it will start slow, then pick up the speed.
Okay, okay.
So we start, then we'll pick up the speed.
Thank you so much for the
clarification. Yeah. Next is Ansar.
Hi, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, sir. Actually, I'm working as an L1 analyst in an MNC for 1 year.
SOC?
Yeah, SOC analyst.
Mm-hmm.
So our project is using QRadar plus XOR.
Okay,
Actually, only we are doing triaging only, triaging
I
and
understand.
yeah, and ticketing, create ticketing.
Creating ticket alone working.
Yeah. So right now our SOAR engineer got released from the project. So
Okay,
I got a chance to I have done with him some playbooks and I created some playbooks and all.
okay.
So I am little bit confused. Like, should I go to as a SOAR engineer or should I stay in SOC analyst?
If you get the
Can you
chance
please?
for SOAR, you can go with the SOAR also, and because SOAR
Yeah.
engineer.
Yeah, in long term, which will be more career opportunities?
Definitely, I mean, definitely you will have opportunity for SOAR as well. But as of
Okay.
now, only SOAR, there can be less opportunity because SOAR can be a highly paid job,
Yeah.
highly payable job. But
Mm,
if you put down your paper, you get comparatively less opportunity. Because I
yeah,
said
actually.
out of 100, 15 to 18% companies has deployed, right? So when
Yeah,
those 15 to 18% have the opportunity, they will reach out to you. But from the SIEM
okay.
perspective,
Mm.
you have more. SIEM and SOC perspective, you'll have more opportunity. So along with
Mm.
SOAR, if you have SOC knowledge experience, you are more prospect. Only with SOAR, without having SIEM hands-on, SIEM knowledge, SIEM experience, less opportunity. Along with
Okay.
SIEM EDR, if you have SOAR also, you are the one of the biggest prospect,
Okay. Okay. Sir.
right?
Okay. Sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next stage, Gaurav.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the insightful session.
Thank you.
Actually, I want to ask that I'm 38 years old and I'm
How
wanting to
much?
switch
38.
38, yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to switch the career in cybersecurity with no previous experience.
Mm-hmm.
So will it be okay if I do that? And
What's your
second thing is
experience?
that
Are you working currently?
I'm working in an NGO right now, but I have worked earlier as an electrical engineer in power sector.
Okay.
But past 2 years I've been working for an NGO.
You have PF and all?
Yeah, PF is there.
NGO.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what do you suggest? Should I switch
See,
the career or?
I mean, if you are okay, how much you are getting currently, so that I can maybe
Around 35K month per
Sure.
month.
You have computer knowledge, IT knowledge.
Yeah, a little bit.
It is a new inning altogether at 38. Right?
Exactly, that's right.
See, there are chances. I mean, myself, I cannot commit to you, but there are chances. You have to take risk yourself. I have seen people who got it, but still the risk taker is you. You have to check if I go with that, what is the risk? Because you have to see your financials, right? For example, 35,000 is your fees plus GST, 35,000. So 3.5 months. If you lose 35,000 plus, then what will happen? How much it is going to impact plus time, right? If you get it, then you have to evaluate. So based on that risk, you have to decide.
No, I mean,
there are chances, but you have to showcase some experience. I mean, you
previous experience.
Understand, right? I mean,
yeah, I got
it's a
it.
public session.
Platform.
So you
I
are,
got your point.
I mean, completely fresher in cybersecurity. Maybe people will not entertain. So you have to showcase something based on that. You can try.
If I'm willing to take,
but it depends about your passion, how aggressive you are. See, there are chances if somebody
frankly speaking,
is starting.
it's okay. Sorry, sir. Sorry to interrupt, please.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Second thing is, if I'm willing to take the risk, from where should I start?
Then SOC Analyst Training is the one that you have to start.
Okay.
SOC Analyst Training covers everything, right? I mean, it covers experience level. People who are working over to 4 years, 5 years, that level we are covering in SOC Analyst itself. Our training is not like basic level, L1 level only. L1 job we cover, along with that, a lot of many in-depth we cover. People are able to justify 3 year, 4 year, 5 year experience. It depends on how much you learn, how much you're able to perform in the interview. See, it's all about some people who are ready to take the risk, some people who have who are scared. So it's all depending on situation. I'm a very much risk taker. I take the decision, I do it, but it's not the same for everybody. Everybody has their own liabilities, financial situation, right? So based on that, you have to think and decide.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Gaurav. Next, we have Aditya.
Yes, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Sir, your session was very good.
Thank you.
And sir, I want to ask you that after this master class, so there will be a new batch starting of SOC Analyst.
New batch is starting from 14th.
From 14th
Splunk
of
Advanced batch
December.
is starting from tomorrow, 5 o'clock. Splunk Advanced, if anybody wants to join. And SOC Analyst is starting from 14th.
Okay, sir. So, sir, in the SOC Analyst Training, so the duration is 3.5 months.
5 months, yes.
So you will cover the SOAR platform also? SOAR
I said right all. SIEM, EDR plus SOAR. 3 tools will be covered.
Okay, sir. And sir, I want to ask one thing also that is it necessary to also like do the certification such as CEH or CompTIA Security Plus, like in order to get the job?
Especially in India, certifications are not mandatory, but in cybersecurity, certifications are always appreciated and increase the value in your resume. So if you do,
Okay.
I mean, initially, it depends on financial situation. If financially you are not good, don't go certification. First get the job. Then do some certification. Certification always increase value in resume. For example, if you are going to get 6 lakhs offer, for example, if your
Yes, sir.
certification, you may get 7 or 8 also. Certification cost 35,000, 40,000, but it will increase annual salary 1 lakh, 2 lakhs, right? So that is
Yes,
how
sir,
it
yes.
works. Always appreciate it, always add value in resume. If you're not doing right now also, once you get into cybersecurity,
Yes, sir.
keep your eyes open.
Sir,
Company
actually,
sponsor many certification. So
yes, yes.
get it sponsored by the company, or sometime you may do it yourself. At least 5% of your earning is spent in skills development.
Actually,
Training.
sir, also I want to get into this domain, so I'm having a bit of trouble in getting into this cyber security because the main reason is lacking practical skills.
Mm-hmm.
So I was learning cyber security from the past 5 to 6 months. So initially I have studied online course from Coursera. Then I have given the Microsoft SC900 exam. So I
Right.
passed that exam. So after that, I have like built my resume and applied as many as jobs I can. But sir, the problem is that I am not
Currently you're working, not working.
currently, sir, I am not working.
See, instead of that, you
But
would
I have
have.
experience, 1 year
Let me
experience.
tell
I
you,
have.
see, time is money nowadays. Instead of that, instead of learning from here and there with does not provide systematic knowledge, systematic
Yes, sir.
hands-on, you would have done some job, Zomato, Swiggy, at least you would have earned some money in a few months. You would have joined such trainings and got the experience and would have got the job. Time
Yes,
is money
sir.
nowadays, right? Wasting
Yes, yes.
time means you're actually wasting your growth. You're wasting
And
your money.
And actually, and sir, also in the theoretical certificates and which don't give proper hands-on. So
See, if you have hands-on, then only all this. If you do the CH, you do the CompTIA, everything you do. But if you don't have hands-on experience, it is not going to do anything. Everybody wants ready to
yes,
deploy people, who can start the work as soon as possible. They are not ready to give the trainings, right? If you do such theoretical trainings only, not what we do in the practical in the company, you are not going to get opportunities.
Yes, sir, you are saying
Better
absolutely
you
correct.
pay. When I have some work, I don't spend too much time of searching people, right? Because time is money. We pay and we get our work sorted out instead of wasting a time. If I spend 2-3 days, right? So that means our time is gone, right? So do the research and take the decision instead of wasting the time.
Yes, sir. And sir, in your training, there will be
See, I'm not
hands-on
at all.
training.
I'm not at all. I am honestly telling everybody. I never convince anybody. I am
Yes.
giving the right information only.
Okay, sir. Okay. So your training will be based on purely practical.
Hands-on. All tool you'll get hands-on experience.
So, sir, when we join the course, so do we have to pay for the tools also?
No, just training fees. Only training fees. It is included. Lab is included.
So we will have the access to the labs like whenever we want to access. the
In
lab?
3 months, you will have access. 3 months. So once the
Okay.
access will start, it will go for 3 months.
When like for the duration only we can access the labs.
Means I will tell you when it is required.
Okay, sir. Okay, okay.
Right.
And
When we'll reach that level, right, there will enable. Otherwise, unnecessarily, it will waste the time.
yes, sir. Yes.
For example, initially we'll understand architecture, right? We'll understand installation. That time you do not require, you can install the installation of Splunk on your laptop, right? When you actually in the lab, that time I will give you so that we can utilize the time. Unnecessarily giving and not design does not make any sense.
And sir, I want to ask one more thing, that do you have branch in Delhi also?
No, we have in Bangalore only. However, 99% people are joining online only.
Okay, so because currently I stay in Delhi, so I can do online.
Of course, online. See, you see how my training is happening, right? I mean,
Yes, yes.
there is no difference. This session, I did not take the question because we had just 2 hours of the time. And even I was fast because we had 2 hours of time to cover it. That's why I did not take the question in time. But in real time, I take the questions. I take a pause, I take your question, I answer your question at the same time.
So sir, there will be like recorded sessions also available like every day when we will.
Every day you won't get initial theoretical session. You won't get access only in case you miss the session. Once we start the practical, then you will have access to the session. Then you can multiple time of, for next 2 months. Next 2 months you can watch.
स्टार्टिंग में जैसे हम वो ट्रेनिंग ज्वाइन करेंगे तो इन केस हमने जैसे कोई सेशन छोड़ दिया तो
हाँ, तो उस पर इन्फॉर्म करना है आपको कि ये सेशन मैं ज्वाइन नहीं कर पा रहा हूँ, तो विल गिव द टेम्परेरी एक्सेस टू दैट सेशन.
अच्छा,
ये इनिशियल क्लासेस में होता है बिकॉज वी अंडरस्टैंड फ्रॉम सिक्योरिटी पर्सपेक्टिव, राइट? वी कैन नॉट शेयर होल क्लास बिकॉज our classes are not like generic Udemy classes, generic classes. People watch the record and get the job.
अच्छा, बाकी सर
initial classes only. Once we start practical, then you will have access to.
एंड जॉब का प्लेसमेंट वगैरह भी रहता है आपका?
Placement in a sense, resume preparation, interview preparation, scenario-based questions, all we cover it here. We have tie with various companies, but certain times they will have opportunity, sometimes they will not have. So we will post you a job on best effort basis. We do not take any admission based on job commitment because that is not in our hand. As and when we get the opportunity, we will post you. You can apply and attend the interview. We focus more on skill development. If you have the skill, there are many jobs. You search on Google, LinkedIn search SOC Analyst. You will see many posts.
Yes, sir.
Preparation session also will have, right? And Naukri also, how you can apply. You'll get so many calls. So getting the call is not difficult if you have the right resume, right skills.
सर एक्चुअली जब मैं भी मतलब जॉब्स में अप्लाई करूँ ना, जैसे SOC एनालिस्ट या जो भी पोजीशन ओपन रहती है तो उसमें मैक्सिमम यही लिखा रहता है कि कैंडिडेट शुड हैव 2 to 4 years ऑफ एक्सपीरियंस इन SOC, कैंडिडेट शुड बी अवेयर ऑफ दीज टूल्स. सो सर वो तो अभी क्योंकि बिकॉज वी आर फ्रेशर सो वी डोंट हैव दैट.
If you are completely fresher in completely your recent pass out?
No, sir. I have passed out in 2021. Then I have done 1.5 year work in HCL as a help desk, service desk.
Designation?
Designation in my previous job. So designation was service desk associate. So in that I was working in ServiceNow tool.
Okay. See what happens is like, see our training are like practical training, hands-on experience level of training, right? People will to justify experience. This is the public session, so I cannot talk about much, but this is practical on hands-on 3-4 years of experience. People can easily justify. That is how it works.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you.
So that is how you can go for. Next is, who was this? Adit, you were Adit, right?
Yes, sir. I was Aditya.
You can lower your hand. Next is Ram.
Okay.
Yeah, hi, sir. First of all, thank you for the informative session.
Thank you.
Yeah, I have
after that.
I have 3.5 years of experience as a Python backend developer in Wipro. Recently, I was selected to one of the company as an automation engineer in cybersecurity. So it's been like 5 months working with Cortex XSOAR as an automation engineer.
So you have 5 month experience in Cortex. Okay.
Yeah, 5 months in the cybersecurity.
Sorry, I was checking WhatsApp message. I do not see. What you said? Previously you worked as?
Sorry, previously I worked as a Python backend developer in Wipro.
Okay.
Yeah. Now I have shifted my company and as an automation engineer in
Since you have Python experience and they have taken
yeah,
to develop the playbooks and all.
correct. Yeah.
Okay.
So
But
my
you don't have
journey,
hands-on experience in cybersecurity and all concept.
yeah, I don't have that much, but
Correct.
they have promised me that I will be given some sessions to learn and then make the things into to develop the things and all the things. So it's been like 5 months of journey here, and I'm performing like as they expected. The training was very good, but I just need to understand in order to going forward, coming thinking about the future, which training would be suffice for me.
You go for SOC training.
SOC Analyst.
Training, yes.
Okay.
Because you need full operations understanding, right? Operational training.
Yeah.
You came in cybersecurity SOAR, but you don't have base clear. You will not grow. You will be limited to playbook development also. That too also you will not be very confident unless you know the whole background.
Okay.
SOC will be the best for you, so that your concept will be clear. Anyways, you know a playbook creation already in SOAR, right?
Yeah.
Rest operations knowledge is important for you.
Okay. Sure. Yeah.
Thank
Thanks.
you. Next is RM.
Hey, hi, this is Rupa. So,
Rupa.
yeah,
Okay. Yes,
I
Rupa.
have about, I completed my engineering in 2014. After that, I have done little bit of administration in a small company, and then little bit of, due to the personal commitment, I could not work full time into IT. But I want to restart with cybersecurity. I do have a background of a little bit on vulnerability management, but not really worked in any of the company for full time. My
Okay.
objective is to get a job in cybersecurity. I want to start my career. What is the best that I could take it? Obviously, my key thing is to concrete knowledge on the foundation layer.
Right. So since how long you are not working?
It's been like on and off. I'm just doing a part-time administration for a company about doing some admin
But
related
that is
activity.
not registered, right? I mean, it's a part-time job, right? That is not a full-time job.
Yeah, it's not a
That will
part-time.
not be considered as employment.
Okay.
How much gap you have?
Almost
From
5-6
full-time.
years. Yeah.
5-6
Yeah.
years.
Yes.
5-6 years. Prior to that, what you did?
Prior to this, I was just looking for my master's preparation. Yeah.
Okay. So there are ways. See, I mean, there are a way to go. See, I have also enabled WhatsApp chat also in the group. So if anybody has any question, anything, you can put in the WhatsApp. Somebody chatting in the chat, right? So I am not. I hope people here, everybody is added in the WhatsApp group, right? We have this WhatsApp group already. You guys are already added, right? Okay. So because I'm answering your question, right? So not able to respond to the chat, people who are chat. So at the end, I will respond to your chat if you are staying still on the session. So I can tell you that you can join the train, SOC will be the best for you. You can justify, I mean, as I mentioned, right? You don't need to apply as a completely fresher in cybersecurity.
Okay.
If you connect to the team, they will explain you what are the different way how you can get a better offer and better job.
Now, ideally, when I should start applying for a job?
In our 2 month of the training, 2 month, 1 week of the training. Once we cover a Splunk, right? And SOC work, you can start applying. You need not to wait for EDR and SOAR.
Okay.
Almost it will take around 2 months for Splunk and SOC concept, and 1.5 months for EDR plus SOAR.
Okay. And do you take some examination towards end just to validate my competency level so that I can improve on certain area?
The examination will be always objective question. We had a plan certain times, sometimes which we take also. But it depends. Certain we don't take, certain which we take. It will be always because online examination will be always a multi MCQ questions. But it's a written exam, then you can evaluate. MCQ, it does not evaluate your full knowledge.
Yeah,
but we have a plan. I mean, we taken several times. We make it taken your batch also.
No, I was just thinking, do you give some scenario to perform in practically?
Practically means what we do here, same you have to perform in the lab. You'll have an access.
And you will validate or someone will validate?
What validation? Because validation will be difficult. There are so many people, right? Validation will be difficult in that case.
Okay.
Got it? Next. Next is Raj done?
No, sir.
Go ahead, Raj.
Yeah, hi, sir. Very good
Yes.
evening. So currently I'm working in as a SOC Analyst L1. I have a 2.6 years of experience.
SOC L1?
But I don't have, yes,
SOC L1.
I'm working on as a open source tool ELK, but I don't have any experience into Splunk and any other security tools. I have a knowledge about like other security tools, like how it is works. I know that, but I don't have any practical experience and
Theoretical knowledge.
hands-on experience on the tools.
Okay.
But as you said in the SOC analyst, you said you are providing Splunk and SOAR and EDR.
Right.
And apart from this, you are providing some Splunk admin training courses.
Separate
What is the
training, that
major
is Splunk
difference?
admin.
So, what is the major
For you, you are the
difference
prospect of
between?
SOC training only. You are not the prospect for advanced training.
Okay.
You are not the product. You have just 1 year experience, right?
2.5 years of
Two
experience.
and a half years. See, on that advanced training, we cover deployment, solution architecting, sizing, licensing, that is troubleshooting of
Okay.
platform related issues. And Linux is must for that training.
Yeah, okay.
And Linux
But
is
I don't have any experience into the Splunk. I want to learn Splunk, how to
go for SOC
write
training.
a
Go
correlation
for
rules.
SOC training. Go for SOC training. Integration of devices, writing correlation rules, all are being covered. SOC is
Covered in
best for
SOC
you.
training only.
SOC is best for
Yeah,
you. That's
okay.
the reason. You are not
Okay.
prospect for
And
advanced.
also, yeah, okay. And after this training, so will you provide any certification? And that
You get
certification
certificate
is
from SIEM
valid for
expert.
outside.
Yeah. See,
Yeah,
institutional
that certificate.
certificate will increase the value in resume, but those are not global certification. It is institutional certification.
Yeah, okay. So whenever we miss the trainings, like we need to inform.
Inform.
We need to inform
Initial
to provide.
session,
Okay.
initial few session until we start practicals.
Okay.
So that time you have to inform. So we'll give you temporary access.
Okay.
So initial access you'll get through SIEM Expert app. Once we start practical session, then you'll get through app and through one web. One laptop you can watch and one app you can watch. Initial session will be given through app.
Okay, understood.
Okay, thank you, Raj.
Yeah, thank you.
Next is
Yeah, thank you so much.
Nikhil. You could please lower your hand. Nikhil.
Sir, I do have one question.
Yes.
Actually, people push the candidates through backdoor, and what is your opinion on that? And my friends also got job through this way. Is that is legal or what?
Of course, it is not legal, right? Of course, it is not legal, and I never recommend that. I'm getting so many queries. People are coming and doing some proxy job. Proxy. I would have earned crores of rupees, but I do not do that, and we never recommend anyone. Don't go on that way. Better you have mind, right? You are skilled, you are educated. Learn yourself and crack the interview yourself. Why you are relying on others? If other will crack the interview on behalf of you, you will never be confident in your whole life. And especially you'll be scared in the company. You see your friend, how scared they are. I am getting so many people joining my training who have actually joined through proxy interview and they are scared in the company. They are actually crying, many people. One day happened, one of this person father called me. He said, my son, he was from Hyderabad. He got a job in Mumbai. They paid 2 lakh rupees for back end entry job. He got a job in Mumbai, and he said that my son is saying that he will leave the job because he got the package of 10 lakhs. Doing some administrative job also, L2 role he got. He does not even know L1 because these people are not giving proper training and all. He got job. He are always scared. He said that I will not go to office. I will leave the job. Now his father was requesting that I have paid 2 lakh rupees by hard-earned money. I am the farmer. I paid 2 lakhs. Yeah, you would have just paid this small training fees. You would have developed the skill and you would have cleared the interview yourself. Why you are falling in this kind of trap, which will not going to give you the confidence. If you do something with yourself, by yourself, you'll be confident all the time. If you have the skill, you will grow also. This is not temporary, it's a whole career, right? So I never recommend this kind of activity. We do not do that.
Okay, thank you, sir. And one more question, sir. Can we get a work from home as a SOC analyst?
It's not certain. It depends. If any company is giving work from home for other IT people, you may also get. If they're not giving work from home at all to anybody, you may also get. Now, after COVID, after 1 or 2 years, work from home opportunities are lower now compared to previous days.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you. Srinivas.
Hello.
Yes.
Actually, thank you for the session.
Thank you.
So currently, I'm working as a SOC Analyst L1 in an MNC where we are using multiple tools like Splunk, CrowdStrike, as you mentioned, SIEM EDR tools. So now I want to improve my skills in Splunk and CrowdStrike, and I want to switch the job.
Okay.
But so I'm not getting any calls. Maybe because of my resume or something else. Basic. I have basic skills on these tools, Splunk and CrowdStrike.
That is the reason. Basic L1 level we might be having. So that is the reason. See, if you are skilled, then what skills required, right? Then if you write, then only you will get.
Then
L1 level of things you'll get comparatively less calls.
Now, which course will you suggest?
How much experience you have?
3 years.
And salary?
It's 7 LP.
7, right?
Yes.
So see, you should upgrade your skills. For example, if I get people 4 lakhs, 5 lakhs who can do the L1 job, right? 7 lakhs who can do the L1 job. Now you are 7, you will need 10 or 12.
Yes.
You still have L1 knowledge.
Yes.
Why should I pay more to you? What different you are having? I can hire right people who are having 5 because you are doing also same job and they will also do the same job. Different skills you are having.
Okay.
That is how it works, right? I'm being a recruiter. I will check resume, compare resume, right?
Yes.
Because not different thing you're doing on a daily basis. You're doing the same task.
Yes.
What different you learn in three years? Now, after 3 years, I have to increase your salary. I have to pay you 10 lakhs, but there are different skills you have. I'm hiring someone who is having 7 lakhs, same skills. You asking 10 lakhs, same skills. Cost matters, right? When we hire people, we search people in Naukri, we have different filter. Minimum budget, minimum salary, maximum salary, experience level, skills. HR also have that. What is the budget for this role?
So which course you will suggest me
Go
to?
for SOC. SOC is the best for you.
SOC Analyst
not just
Training.
L1. L1 is this is not just a part of L1. It's very in-depth training.
Okay. And what is the cost for that?
35,000 plus GST the fees.
And when it's going to start?
From 14th, this coming Saturday.
Okay.
It's almost already full. It's almost full. Batch is almost full. We have almost 80 people in a batch.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So next is Krishna.
Hello, sir. Good evening, sir.
Yes, good evening. Tell me.
Sir, myself Krishna. I completed my master's. I'm completely from non-IT background, sir. So I completed my master's in forensic science. So I want to switch my career into cyber security side, but I don't know how to start and where to start. Which one's the certificate I need to do, and what are the prerequisite skills I have, I need to have before I need to dive into this.
Graduation you have completed what? What is your graduation?
Forensic science, sir.
Forensic, right?
Yeah.
What forensics you have done? It is really cybersecurity or something else?
No, sir. General forensics, it's kind of detective, sir.
It is kind of detective. Okay. Fine. Recording session will be given access today's session. What is mentioning? Recording access will be given and we'll be sharing the link in the group. People who could not join. So when you have completed?
Sir, recently, sir, it's been 4 months.
Recently, right?
Yeah.
So you have computer knowledge, basic computer. You have computer yourself?
Yes, sir.
You joined through laptop, right?
Yeah.
So basic computer is needed. Rest all we cover. I have my 9-day session in YouTube, right? After that, this training is the best SOC training. Everybody
sir,
who are joining this training, they have to cover this 9 days
Which
session in YouTube.
certificate I need to do, sir? Like, what's like I
Certifications
need
are
to
not
assess.
mandatory for you. Certifications are not mandatory. This training, hands-on experience is mandatory.
No, sir, like some people are saying that if you do SOC, it will be like it won't get more opportunity. If you do CH, you will get
See, of course. See, I told you, right? If you do the hands-on, right? Hands-on is very much required. Only with certification, you are not going to get the job. If you do this training, then you may get the job. But if you're financially good, you can do the certification, CH certification, Competency Security Plus, you can do initially. It will increase the value in resume. Certification in India are not mandatory, but it is good to have, will increase the value in resume, right? Certified people are always appreciated and get more calls compared to non-certified people. So if you are
but
certified,
thing is like I don't have basic knowledge about the cyber security. Which course do you like?
SOC
Shall I go to
analysts,
directly
all
for
being
SOC,
covered,
or
all are
do I
being
need to?
covered. From SOC analyst code is from scratch only.
Okay, sir.
Scratch
Like I
only,
see,
basic
to be
networking.
honest, I don't
What
have.
is internet? See, in my YouTube channel, you can refer. I will share you the link also. In this one, 9 day session, right? Everybody, we have freshers also. There are many people freshers. 40% people in we have fresher completely pass out in our batch SOC training. Recent pass out. Many people are coming. Recent pass out. They do not know what is internet. So we start. I mean, 9 day session you have to watch. Your full concept will be clear. So first you have to watch those 9 day session, which we have already on YouTube. Then we start directly with the Splunk. 9 day session we cover what is internet, what is how the network is being developed, right? What is router, what is switches in detail, little detail how we cover total here, but in detail how it works, how firewall works, how WAF will work, how IPS will work. In detail, in 18 hours we cover those sessions.
So it's like I need to refer that
Right,
9 days videos.
Then you can join the SOC.
Okay.
Saturday will be starting on Saturday.
Sir, the thing is like I'm planning to join to your institute in January 2025.
Okay.
I want to know like when will it start, sir? Like I want
January का date तो fix नहीं है ना. It will be fixed after some time. Date is not confirmed. It is December right now. Right now weekend batch is going to start. So once weekend batch will be started, then.
Sir, could you please tell a tentative date, sir?
Date I cannot communicate because if I communicate means you can consider as commitment. So I cannot commit date as of now. Since it is not being announced, I cannot give the date for now.
Okay. So like is it fine if I do a SOC analyst directly right now?
It is not directly, it is for starting only. It is not directly. It is starting course only for everybody. Freshers also experience, also all diverse background people are joining same training. You watch those 9 sessions, you'll get the confidence. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Next.
Thank you, sir.
Done, right? Okay, guys. So thank you for joining. I hope you learn from this 2 hours of the training. You learn something out of it. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
So thank you for joining. Have a nice good night. Bye-bye. This session will be shared by Monday. Will be uploaded on a channel by Monday. So the link will be shared.
Hello.
I have allowed some people pinged on the chat, right? So I'm not able to because it's already 9 o'clock. I'm not able to respond on the chat. But you have YouTube. I have allowed chat option on. You all are on the group, right? What's the group already? Yes, right?
Hello.
Yes. So you are already in the group, right? So
No.
you can post your question in case you have with related trainings. So we'll be answering you by tomorrow or by night.
Can you hear me?
Is having off tomorrow. 1 moment. So link will be shared by Monday. Yes. Now you can go ahead.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes. Go ahead.
Yeah. I'm actually on UK timing, so how it is possible? Like
for you, it will be around 4 o'clock. I have many
3.
people. I have many
Okay.
people. In case you miss any class, then temporary access will be given to you. I have many people from UK in the batch.
Yeah.
Either, I mean, they have to work with temporary access.
Okay.
They will miss
And
that class. And they're
Yeah.
waking up by 3:30 also. By
Okay.
this, I have people from Canada. I have people from UK, Singapore, Australia. Australia is 12:30 days, but especially from UK, it's 3:30 to 4 o'clock.
So right now I'm working as a, like, IT coordinator for, on the Microsoft product actually.
Okay.
So I do as a global admin. So, and also like I'm handling one of the application for cybersecurity, like just for monitoring the system and all.
Okay.
So like it does, which training is good for me, like in a
SOC training is best for everybody.
Okay.
Only other training is only for people who are already working in cybersecurity. They want to enhance, become like expert, like for advanced training. Rest
How can I
training,
set up an experience the same way like in the UK? Yeah.
What?
How to set up, like, the experience. Have a gap, like, that's fine. But
so companies you'll get from India only. UK,
India.
I'm not aware. So
Okay.
that detail we can share, but those all belongs to India.
Okay.
See, you can discuss offline on this in detail if
Okay,
you want
that's
to
fine.
discuss something.
Yeah.
So one more thing, sir. Hello.
Yes.
Sir, is the offline classes available, sir?
Offline in Bangalore.
Bangalore, sir.
Bangalore.
Okay, sir.
Offline will have less people. Ideally, 99% people will be online only. You
No,
see?
sir. The thing is, like,
have
I'm a fresher. So I have no work. So I prefer offline classes.
So if you are in Bangalore, if you can, I have some people. Hello, I'm audible?
Yes, sir. Yeah, sir.
I have certain people who are coming here, staying in PG. If you are not in Bangalore, also you'll see some people are coming.
Yeah, sir. Like I'm from Bangalore. I'm from Karnataka itself. Like,
so you can come down. I have people are coming in here. They're joining offline. There is a classroom here. We have.
Okay.
This is our classroom. I mean, let me show you. This is our classroom.
Okay, sir. Nice.
So people are sitting, but compared to online, we have less people offline.
Okay, sir.
This is the
Thank you,
camera
sir.
setup. Here you see, right? This is the camera setup.
Okay.
I turn on this camera when I speak in the board, in front of board. I turn on this. Gone.
Okay.
Click.
Yeah.
The setup we have. Okay, that's it, right? Shall we wind up? Thank you everyone for joining. We'll see you, few of you, on 14th. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Hello.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Fine.
I am stopping the session now.